And a good Friday evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning in here to the Central Lyon Broadcast Network. My name is Joel Viss. Glad to have you along with us here tonight for the state quarterfinal in Beef Bowl 2.0 between the West Lyon Wildcats and the Central Lyon George Little Rock Lions. The Wildcats and Lions in a rematch from the season finale earlier in the season, which the Lions came out victorious in the final seconds. The Lions picked up a 20-16 win over at West Lyon and in turn took home the District 1 title. They took home a bye into the first round. They are 9-0, and that is why this game is being played here. That win in the Beef Bowl is why the Lions are hosting the Wildcats here tonight. Doesn't really make a whole lot of difference. There is a huge crowd across the way. If you can see it over there, that stands is absolutely full for the Wildcats over there, and you see more and more people coming in as we get going. For the Lions, we've got a huge crowd for them as well. It is a nice night. It has been a wonderful weekend here and a whole week full of beautiful weather. It's a little bit cool out here, but it is beautiful fall football weather, and it's going to be a fun one here tonight between the Wildcats and the Lions. And a trip to the Unidome on the line is set in the state semifinals is what the winner gets, and you get to go on the long road trip and take the bus trip and play indoors if you get the win here tonight. So a big chance here. Lyon County Beef Bowl, always a big game in the regular season, but this is the one that counts. This is the one that you want to get here in the playoffs, and it's going to be something to pay attention to. The Wildcats, as we know, we have heard, the Wildcats have dealt with injuries all year long. They have dealt with quarterback after quarterback. Last week over in Spirit Lake, quarterback Jackson Meyer went down with an ankle injury. They ended up going to a fifth-string quarterback in Jackson Kramer. He came in. The Wildcats got the job done. They advanced to this game. In question, though, was going to be Meyer's availability for tonight. Still in question, not quite sure how much they will utilize him. He is dressed, he is padded, and he is warmed up. The other bonus for the Wildcats is Zach Van Beek, the original starting quarterback. He is in pads tonight, and we saw him warming up as well. So there are three different options that the Wildcats might use at that quarterback spot. For the CLGLR Lions, they come in tonight looking pretty good offensively last week against Esterville Lincoln Central in that second round game in which they really got after the midgets. They got physical up front. They really ran the ball well, and the Lions are looking to do a little bit more of that here tonight. And but they know the task in hand. They know the Wildcats are going to be big. They're strong, and they bring the physicality up another notch. And the Lions feel like they got a good week of practice. They feel like they are ready for this one, and they are ready to go here tonight as you see the Lions making their way back to the locker room as we get things started here. Just about 17 minutes away from kickoff here at Dick Null Field in Rock Rapids. Once again, my name's Joel Viss. Glad for all of you Wildcat and Lion fans tuning in. Glad we could provide this for you on our Central Lyon Broadcast Network. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Coach Curtis Eben and talk a little bit about his Lions preparation for tonight's matchup. But before that, when the next time we come back, we're going to hear from the Wildcat coach, Jay Rosenboom, and his thoughts and his take on tonight's game. You're listening to Lion and Wildcat football here on the Lyon Broadcast Network.
How you move matters. Avera Orthopedics helps you move freely and live life to the fullest with innovative treatment options customized to your bone, muscle, and joint needs. Whether you suffer from aches, breaks, tears, or dislocations, turn to the orthopedic team experienced in treating every body.
Small town values will never fade. Always finding a familiar face, a long lost friend with a helpful hand, picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank in your own backyard, with people that you trust. It's the way you like to live. It's the way you like to bank.
Premier Bank, member FDIC.
We know our name is Pizza Ranch, but have you tried our chicken? It's marinated, hand-breaded daily, and cooked to crispy perfection. visit our buffet to enjoy what raving fans are calling the country's best chicken. Make it a meal on the buffet or order online for carryout and delivery. More than just pizza, you'll love our chicken. There's so much to love at Pizza Ranch.
And we welcome you back to the pregame show. It's time to talk West Lyon football with the head coach of the Wildcats, Jay Rosenboom. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Yep, thanks for having me.
Coach, let's talk a little bit about your team last week going on the road to Spirit Lake, a district champion over there. You went on the road and able to shut them out. Didn't probably put up the points you wanted to, but a nice shutout for your defense, and you're moving on in the playoffs. Tell us a little bit about that game.
Well, first of all, going to Spirit Lake was a lot shorter than any of our trips last year as we drove to Osage and Dyke to Hartford. So this seemed like a nice little trip for us. Spirit Lake facilities, excellent. Very good football team Spirit Lake had. Our guys just had to battle hard for 4 quarters and managed to get a 12-0 victory.
Well, 12-0 victory, a nice win for your team. You're moving on here to the state quarterfinals, and we get to set up Beef Bowl 2.0, and it's going to be a fun one here tonight, and I can't wait for the rematch. What are you expecting to see tonight?
Well, we've both played each other now. We know what each other has. Came away from the last game just very impressed with Central Lyon, George Little Rock, with their athletes, with how hard they played. Thought our guys left it all on the field and just came up short.
Yeah, you definitely came up just short. CLGLR scoring in the final seconds of that one. You really played well, though, for the first 3 quarters. You guys dominated that football game. And tell us a little bit about when we prepare for game number 2. What are some things that you saw from game 1 that might be different this time around?
You know, all I can say is that came away just impressed with their athletes. All of them, Zach Lutmer in particular just had a great game against us. Defensively, they run to the ball and they just do a great job. So we just came away impressed, and just we have to do what we do at this point in time.
Well, absolutely. Getting ready for this game, and anytime you get to this point in the playoffs, it's no secret, Coach. Your team has been beat up. You've been banged up. You've played a lot of next man in mentality. Had some adversity again last week against Spirit Lake. How are you guys looking here, and what's your team looking like coming out injury-wise, setting up for the quarterfinal game?
Well, we've battled this all year with everybody, so it's been a tough situation that way. But we're still here. We're still playing. We still have the opportunity to go out and play football, which is a good thing. So, develop some depth. Other guys have stepped up, and others went down. And so, the next man up mentality. We at this point in time, we aren't even quite sure who's all going to play and not play, but we'll have guys ready to play.
Well, and you talk about that, not being sure of who's going to play, who's not going to be playing. How does that set it up for practice? How do you go in and prepare your offense, prepare your defense with different mentality in there? How does that affect your game plan?
It probably affects your game plan somewhat, but, our minds, we know what we have to do. So it still comes down to blocking and tackling and executing no matter who's out there. So that's what it comes down to.
Well, one thing about this game, the electricity that's been going on in Lyon County has just been phenomenal on both sides of the county. Both teams having fantastic seasons, and it really seems like the communities are really rallying around it, and it's been a lot of fun to be a part of.
Yeah, I'd say that last game we played at our place was one of the more fun high school atmospheres we've been in. Even though we lost the game, it was just a great atmosphere. A lot of people in the stands, a lot of cheering. It was really so loud we really couldn't even hear on our radios. So that's great for high school football.
Well, and obviously losing that game in the Beef Bowl, that set up this rematch for you guys. And this time you go on the road to Dicknall Field. Like I said, a pretty short trip. But what do you do with your team talking to them as getting prepared to go on that bus trip? What do you guys do to mentally prep for walking into the Dicknall Field and playing at CLGLR?
Yeah, we know it's going to be a hostile environment. It's going to be a great atmosphere to play in. Our guys are happy to have the opportunity to play again. So we're going to Central Lyon, George Little Rock as an underdog, and we're going to go out there and play hard for 4 quarters. That's the only thing we really can control.
Well, Coach, obviously we all know it's tough games. Anytime CLGLR and West Lyon play each other, it's always tough. When you get this deep in the playoffs, you expect all those heavy-duty, hard-hitting football games. What are some things that you guys got to make sure you take care of to try and get yourself into the dome?
It's like any other game. It comes down to blocking, tackling, winning the line of scrimmage, and turnovers. So, team that blocks the best, tackles the best, and and has the fewest mistakes probably going to go on.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you spending some time with us here today, and we wish you the best of luck tonight.
Yep, thanks a lot.
That is the head coach of the West Lyon Wildcats, Jay Rosenboom. We'll be back with more of the pregame show when we return.
When the world changes, you change with it. By embracing new rhythms, redefining connection, and taking less for granted, you push through the uncertainty. And at every point along the way, we stand with you. Because even when your world looks different, our commitment to your care stays the same.
And we welcome you back to the pregame show. It's time to talk Central Lyon, George Little Rock Lions football with the head coach of the Lions, Curtis Eben. Coach, thanks again for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Joel.
Coach, let's talk about last week. We knew it was going to be a tough road or a tough game in the playoffs. We knew Esterville Lincoln Central coming in and hadn't seen a lot of them over the last couple of years, so really unknown on what was going to come. But I thought your team came out and played exceptional from the get-go.
Yeah, going in, we knew that they're a blue-collar type of team. They had some good athletes that ran around, and they could put points on the board. And so our biggest thing, going in defensively, we had to play pretty well, and offensively, we had to get some things established. And I thought overall we did a pretty good job. First half was a little slow. We just left some points on the board. But our guys kept fighting, and went into halftime with a small lead. And then I really felt like that second half we got things adjusted, settled in. We gave them a score right after halftime. But besides that, our guys settled in. And the second half, our offensive line really just dominated and took control. And we got big gains running the ball and stuck with it. And just really proud of our guys and throughout 4 quarters of football.
Yeah, and an exceptional effort out of those guys, especially after the week before against Unity Christian. They came out of the locker room at the half and just weren't ready to go against Unity. This time they come out of the locker room and right down the field they go, and just a great change from week 2 to week 3.
Yeah, absolutely. You look for those small little improvements from our guys, and they have definitely stepped up and have done that. And, it's just one of those momentum things that it's kind of a backbreaker right after halftime. You get to put a good drive together and put a statement on it, and that's exactly what we did. So.
Well, a win in the playoffs moves you on, and here we sit in the state quarterfinals, and a very familiar foe. We get Beef Bowl 2.0 here tonight, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Beef Bowl, the first one here just a few weeks ago, it was a battle up and down the field, and able to come away with a win in the waning seconds there. Tell us a little about what we're going to see.
Yeah, exactly. There's no secrets. West Lyon does what they do. We do what we do. We know each other. The kids know each other. The coaches know each other. It's no secret of when it comes down to football. It ultimately just comes down to blocking and tackling, letting your playmakers make plays, and it's going to be an exciting game, just like it was last time. They're a powerful, good football team. We got some dudes too, and we got some skilled guys that can make plays, and so it's just gonna be an exciting football game. Our guys are excited for it. We as coaches are excited for it, and I've told people already. The nice thing about me is I get a front row seat to it.
Well, absolutely. The electricity in the air around Lyon County has been phenomenal, and it's been great to be a part of it. And so last time, West Lyon really got after us for 3 quarters. We came around and got the edge in the 4th quarter. What are some things that we might do differently this week, or is there some things that we have in our pocket that we didn't show in that first game?
Well, I think it's a combination of just, we just started a little slow, wasn't trying to feel out things. Obviously now the second time around, we played each other, we know each other. Now you watch more film, you just get, you know what the kids can do. And so, the second time, the old saying is it's hard to beat a good team, but it's really hard to beat a good team twice. So, our guys got to be prepared and ready for battle. And that fact, our up front guys now understand how physical the game is and how physical the game will be throughout the 4 quarters tonight. And so I'm just, that's where the physicality along with the mentality of playing 4 quarters like that, we're prepared for a little bit more. Again, we can't just sit back and wait for players to make plays throughout those 4 quarters, but we got from the first quarter on, we got to start making plays. We can't wait till the 4th quarter. And I really feel like our kids understand that, and we'll get after it. We've got to have a good start to the game.
Well, obviously, winning the Beef Bowl at the regular season is always a big feather in your cap. But the one thing that it did allow is by winning the district title and winning that Beef Bowl, that allows us to host this game. How important is it to play this game at home?
Yeah, I think it's big. Our guys play good football at home. It's our field is a home field advantage type of field, and so it's just the settling point of you're in your comfort zone a little bit more, and with our guys that's the way it's going to be, and so it's always good to play a game in front of your home crowd, your home turf, understanding the field and being comfortable on the field, and so it's a big deal for our guys, and again, it's all about starting that football game on the right foot.
Well, and obviously when you get into the state quarterfinals, a trip to the semifinals on the line, you got a physical game ahead of you here against West Lyon. You got to be at your very best. Your players got to be ready to go. How are we looking with those bumps and bruises?
Yeah, it's that time of season. We have a lot of bumps and bruises, a lot of guys with maybe a sore neck, sore back, wrist maybe, shoulders, and just all those things that accumulate. But overall, we're pretty healthy for the most part. Getting Caden Van Berken back to 100%, and Dylan Winkle, a little bit of a shoulder injury. He's getting back now, so we're slowly getting there. We got just going tonight and put everything on the line, and there's going to be some bumps and bruises throughout this game, but we got to leave it all out in the field.
Well, Coach, you said it, leaving it all out on the field. What are some of the keys that we need to make sure that we take care of tonight to try and grab ourselves a win?
I think defensively it starts, with us, controlling that line of scrimmage as much as possible. They're a big physical team. They're going to push it down our throat as much as possible, and we got to bend. We might have to bend a little bit, but we just can't break and stop. Hopefully get some stops throughout this game with that massive offensive line, and then defensively we got to do a better job of tackling. We did not do a very good job tackling the first time. I don't think we were quite ready for it. We worked on tackling for 3 straight weeks now, leading up to this game, and so our guys got to learn to get lower and drive through those tackles and keep improving on that. Offensive side of the ball, it comes down to our offensive line. Got to control the line of scrimmage there too. They got a big defensive line. They move extremely well. They adjusted things, and we got to, we just got to hold them accountable on all aspects of the game, from throwing, running, understanding and knowing where they line up, and get our playmakers the ball in open space. So, it's going to be one of those ultimately a big game, but it's going to come down to the simple things of blocking and tackling up front, and our guys have prepared well for that.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you spending the time with us here again this week, and we wish you the best luck. Go out there and get us a trip to the Dome.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me, Joel.
That is the head coach of the Central Lyon George Little Rock Lions, Curtis Eben. We'll be back with more of the pregame show when we return.
Autumn, a time for school activities, fall festivals, raking leaves, winterizing your home, and for farmers, harvest. Putting in long hours, working hard from sun up to sundown. Your income taxes are just one more thing you have to think about. You can minimize some of your stress by working with DeNoble Austin & Company PC, certified public accountants in Rock Rapids and Laverne, to maximize your precious available time. Call DeNoble Austin & Company PC today for help with all your accounting and tax needs.
And we welcome you back here to Rock Rapids, live from Dicknall Field. And this is Joel Viss with you with Beef Bowl 2.0 as the captains make their way out to midfield for the coin toss here tonight. State quarterfinal matchup between the Wildcats and the Lions. Dylan Winkle out there, as well as Tanner Severson. You can see he is on crutches, will not be in dress tonight. And the Wildcats have won the toss. They have elected to defer. The Lions will take the ball to start on offense, moving from left to right. Once again, thank you all for tuning in here tonight. We're excited for a great matchup. The road to the Dome goes through Lyon County. We always know it, but it's nice to be here in this position. Winner of this match goes on to the state semifinals. The Iowa High School Athletic Association would like to take this opportunity to remind you that sportsmanship starts with you. Good sportsmanship means showing respect to student athletes, coaches, officials, schools, and those around you. Good sportsmanship shows character, accountability, and sets a positive example on and off the field. The Iowa High School Athletic Association thanks you for being a good sport for tonight's game. Live from Dicknall Field, state quarterfinals, Beef Bowl 2.0. Here we go. If it's anything like the first one, we are in for a whale of a night here tonight. And we are super excited for this one. Lots of questions at hand with the Wildcats coming in. They got injuries all over the place. You heard from Coach Rosenbaum. Even he didn't know who was going to come onto the field tonight. We do know Jackson Meyer is dressed. He did warm up at quarterback a little bit. We also saw Zach Van Beek, the original starting quarterback for the Wildcats. He is dressed. He's in pads. He was taking some reps at quarterback, as well as the starter that is on the sheet here for tonight, Jackson Kramer. He was the fifth-string guy who got to come in and finish off that win against Spirit Lake. We're set to go, ready to go. Jordan Van Veldhuizen on to do the kicking duties. He's got the ball teed up. He'll give the ball a boot, a deep kick over the top of everybody into the end zone and through the back for the touchback. Lions will start first down and 10 from the 20-yard line as they get this thing going. Lions will come out here, starting quarterback Zach Lutmer, the sophomore starter, back there running the show. Cooper Spies, Rex Van Wy at the wideout spots. Wingbacks Luke Rasmussen, Kalen Meyer, tailback Caden Van Berkham, Dylan Winkle, Josh Reeby, J.J. Vanderzee, Cale Schulte, and Lyle Moore up front for the Lions. Lions will come out in the shotgun formation. They'll send three guys to the right side, single man, that is Spies to the right. In the backfield is Meyer. They will fake the hand. It's going to be Lutmer right off the bat. Cuts it up the field. He's got 5 yards as he gets a good start there to the show. Zach Lutmer, he was the guy that you got to just let him do his thing sometimes. And that was the guy, when you talk to Coach Rosenbaum, he was impressed with the sophomore and the athleticism of Lutmer. And he's the guy they're going to pay attention to tonight. Empty backfield, 5 wide, 3 to the right, 2 to the left now. Man coming in motion. They'll hand off right there, then cutting it up the field. That's Putnam. Putnam's got more room. He spins off a tackle across the 40 and up to the 41-yard line. 16 yards for Taylor Putnam. Lions got a first down. They're moving the ball early here on this one. Wildcats set up in that traditional 4-3 defense, trying to come up and see if they can't shut down the run. Lions come in a little bit tighter this time, still an empty backfield. 4 wide, twins to each side. Man coming in motion, that's Meyer, shifting from left to right. Quarterback keeper right up the middle. He cuts it to the outside. Lutmer's got space. Down the sidelines he goes. Lutmer's off to the races. No one's going to touch him. Zach Lutmer, 59 yards. The Lions are on the board early in this one. 59-yard touchdown run for Zach Lutmer. And the Lions come out with a big boost to get things going. Central Lyon George Litterock wasting no time getting onto the field. Lions with that 6-point lead. They'll bring in the swinging gate. On to do the kicking duties is Cooper Spies. Lutmer is the holder. Lyle Moore the snapper. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is up. And the kick is good as well. 10:47 to play in the first quarter. Central Lyon George Litterock on top early, 7-0. We'll be back with more Lion football on the Lion Broadcast Network. Back at Dicknall Field here in Rock Rapids, Joel Viss alongside Levi Cooper Schmidt up here in the booth with me. He is my engineer running all my commercials and my videos, so big thanks to Levi coming along helping me out tonight. It's good. That's one less thing that I have to worry about when Levi comes around. So always appreciative to have him on hand. Lions with a 59-yard touchdown run by Zach Lutmer. Just 3 plays into the game. And the Lions are on top. Now we'll see what the Wildcats can do if they can duplicate what went down there. Cooper Spies on to do the kicking duties here for the Lions. He has the ball teed up at the 40-yard line. He'll give the ball a boot. Is a short kick. It is going to the up back there. That is Javen Meyer. Brings it up the field across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Good starting field position here for the Wildcats. And now the all-important question, who will come out and be the quarterback here and run the show for the Wildcats? We are told that it's going to be Jackson Kramer, but here comes Zach Van Beek. Zach Van Beek, the original starting quarterback for the Wildcats, he went down about 7 weeks ago with a broken ankle, and here he is at the quarterback spot. And Zach Van Beek ready to give it a go here. It is do or die time for the Wildcats. Taking off right off the bat. Van Beek's going to run with it. Now he's going to cut it up the field. Buries the shoulder. Doesn't get too far. Van Beek trying to show that that ankle is ready to go, and he can run on it. He does pick up a yard. Van Beek, that's one of those things. Is a guy in football shape? That's just one of those things you got to worry about. Yeah, the bone might be healed, but he hasn't played football, taken contact in 7 weeks. Power I formation here for the Wildcats. They hand second man through. He's wrapped up immediately. That is Corey Knobloch. Knobloch does push the pile ahead for a couple. Going to be about 3rd down and 7 here for the Wildcats. 3rd down and a long 6, short 7 here for the Wildcats. Their first offensive possession trying to match the score of the Lions. Wildcats all take a look at their deal. They'll send Javon Meyer wide to the left side. Pistol formation here for Van Beek. Calling it out, quick pass over the right side. Has Meyer. Meyer breaks the tackle and gets downfield to the 50-yard line. Quick pass for the Wildcats, and a 9-yard pickup right off the bat. 9 yards for Meyer, gets them the first down. They'll keep the chains moving. That is the thing that Zach Van Beek brings to this. He brings that passing ability. 1st down and 10 Wildcats. Pistol formation. Meyer here to the left side. Van Beek back to pass once again, looking left side. He's throwing it deep down the sidelines, looking for Meyer, and just overshoots everybody. And just about a yard over the top of Meyer there, but taking a shot down the field are the Wildcats. A little bit different strategy out there for the Wildcats. We saw the power running game in round number 1 of the Beef Bowl. Here they've aired it out, and that could be largely, in fact, the quarterback play. 2nd down and 10 here, now coming to the left side. That is the tight end, Darren Meyer, here wide to the right side. Quarterback keeper going right side. Heavy pressure in the backfield. Ball's on the ground, and I do believe the Lions might have gotten it. No, the Wildcats did get on top of it. They do cover it up. Dawson Ripperda got back on that one, but a yard loss on the carry will go to Van Beek. That was almost a big break there. Caden Van Berkom came flying into the backfield, got his hands on Van Beek. The ball slipped out, and Dawson Ripperda able to recover it, keeping the Wildcats with the possession. 3rd down and 11. Ball at their own 49-yard line. Wide out soft to each side. Shotgun formation. Van Beek back to pass. Looking left side. Now he's going to cut and run. Tucks it up the field. He's outrunning the field. He's got a 1st down as he is knocked out. Wow, it's going to be close. They're going to say he got knocked out right at the 40-yard line. So 11 yards on the carry for Van Beek. And they will give him 1st down yardage. They'll put it right on the 40-yard line. So 1st and 10 Wildcats. Nice job by Van Beek. The coverage was downfield. He takes off and runs. Now in at the quarterback spot, you've got number 15 in there. That's a tough one to handle. You got to expect him to hang on to the ball. Jackson Meyer, the quarterback, in that pistol formation. Meyer's going to keep over the right side, puts the head down. He stood up immediately. Kalen Meyer just got low and stuck him right at the line of scrimmage. They will give him a yard of forward progress. 1 yard carry there for Jackson Meyer. We knew that they were going to come out and play when we saw them suited up. These guys are too tough to be sitting out a game like this. 7:35 to play here in the first quarter. Lions leading 7-0. Wildcats on their first offensive possession, making their way down the field at the 39-yard line. 2nd and 9. Meyer still the quarterback, pistol formation. He'll hand over the right side. Stood up at the line is Eli Mosier, but does power around the corner and picks up a couple. Mosier with a couple yards on that one. 3rd down and 7 again. The Wildcats have been put in 3rd and long situations throughout this entire drive, but been able to dig themselves out. A 3rd and 7 pass completion to Meyer. They had a 3rd and 11 just completed by Van Beek when he took off and run. Van Beek now in the game again. Shotgun formation. Receivers off to each side. Wildcats call it out here. Obviously 4-down situation. Back to pass. Van Beek throwing over the right side and overshoots the field. Throws it away, throws it out of bounds. It'll be 4th down, and looks like the Wildcats are going to bring the punting situation in. Javen Meyer are going to go back to punt this ball away inside the 40-yard line. Wildcats are going to play field position here with the Lions. Good snap there. Meyer gives it a kick. Kicking towards the sidelines. Lions let it go. It does go through the end zone for the touchback. So the Wildcats choose to punt the ball away. 6.5 to play here in the first quarter. Lions will come out leading 7-0, and we'll see if the offense can keep the motor running here so far. Wildcats definitely need to make some adjustments there. They are trying to keep their mitts on Zach Lutmer. He was able to scamper and get away in that mess. So the Lions will take their time. We are going to have the sanitation timeout right now as on the change of possession. That has been one of the good things throughout the season. We talked about the sanitation timeouts and the different rules that we're going to have to adhere to because of COVID. Whether we like those rules or not, whether we think that they're the smartest things in the world, the officials have done a really good job, I think, with this one. They were talking about when these sanitation timeouts would come into play, and I think the officials do a good job. They don't stop drives. They don't stop momentum for a team, and they take them on changes of possessions and scoring plays. And I think that everybody throughout the year has done just an exceptional job and making sure that this season is possible. So the Lions lead 7-0. Zach Lutmer, a big touchdown run on the opening possession. Lions defense bends but does not break. Wildcats march it down inside the 40 but forced to punt the ball away. That'll set the Lions up once again on the 20-yard line here, their own 20. Officials taking all the time they need here for this sanitation timeout. Now they will give the teams the go-ahead. Lions will come out and join the huddle. They will send 2 receivers wide to the left side. Now make it 3 with Rasmussen. Cooper Spees, the single man, off to the right side. Kalen Meyer in the backfield with Lutmer. Lions call it out. They're going to hand off. No, they'll keep Lutmer right up the middle of the field again. Good yards as he crosses the 25 to the 27. 7 yards for Zach Lutmer and another nice gain. 2nd down and 3, maybe 2. Looks like they spot it just across that 27-yard line. 2nd and a long 2, short 3 here. Lions coming over to the sideline. Zach Lutmer has to come and get the play in. And now we'll run it back out. Plenty of time on the play clock, though. Shotgun formation, twin receivers to each side. Meyer in the backfield there with Lutmer. Lutmer calls it out, brings a man in motion, and we've got motion up front. And I do believe Dawson Ripperda got a little antsy there. He saw the clap and the hard count. Taylor Putnam came in motion. And a 5-yard penalty against the Wildcats will give the Lions a free 1st down. 1st down and 10, ball at the 33-yard line here. Lions will come back off the ball here. They're going to huddle things up. They're keeping the twin receivers off to each side. Rex Van Wy wide to the left. Taylor Putnam inside. Spees wide to the right. Luke Rasmussen there as well. Empty backfield. Back to pass. Lutmer's going to run. The Lions have picked up the blockers. Lutmer breaks a few tackles out across the 40 to the 44-yard line. Well, they'll bring it back to the 43, but nonetheless, another 10-yard scamper for Zach Lutmer and another Lion first down. First down and 10, CLGLR. Shotgun formation. Twin receivers off to each side. Meyer in the backfield this time stands right alongside. Man in motion. That's Putnam. They'll fake the hand. Back to pass. Now back to Putnam underneath. He sidesteps a defender. Has good yardage. Out across the first down marker. And he is brought down at the 46-yard line. Maybe given the 45. We'll see exactly where they spot it. They'll say the 45. And it's a first down and 10, 11 yards on the pitch and catch from Zach Lutmer to Taylor Putnam. Lions first down and 10, their first pass of the night. Now they'll send twin receivers to the right side, single man to the left. Pistol formation here for Lutmer. He'll hand off up the middle, goes to Meyer. Meyer just puts the head down, gets a tough couple. 2 yards on the run there for Kalen Meyer. Kalen Meyer was the lead back last week against Esterville Lincoln Central, got over the 100-yard mark and scored 3 touchdowns for the Lions. Second down and 8, 3 wideouts to the right side, single man to the left, shotgun formation. They'll hand off once again. No, Lutmer keeps. Lutmer over the right side. He's got a first down and more. Down to the 30-yard line, 12 yards for Zach Lutmer. The Lions are doing a fantastic job of really reading the defensive ends. And West Lyon's going to call a timeout. We're going to take a timeout with them. 4 minutes to play. Lions on top, 7-0. You're listening to Lion football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
How you move matters. Avera Orthopedics helps you move freely and live life to the fullest with innovative treatment options customized to your bone, muscle, and joint needs. Whether you suffer from aches, breaks, tears, or dislocations, turn to the orthopedic team experienced in treating every body.
Small town values will never fade. Always finding a familiar face. A long lost friend with a helpful hand. Picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank in your own backyard. With people that you trust. It's the way you like to live. It's the way you like to bank.
Premier Bank.
Back in Rock Rapids here, first and 10 Lions. They'll hand off this time over the left side. Meyer, he stiff arms the first man, gets positive yards. He got the stiff arm on Meyer there around the edge there. That allowed him to gain positive gain of 2 yards on the carry. Wildcats calling a timeout. Jay Rosenboom trying to slow down this Lion offense. So far haven't been able to do it. 3.5 to play in the first quarter. Lions up 7-0, looking for more. Second down and 8 at the 28-yard line. Twin receivers to the right side, twins to the left. Empty backfield for Zach Lutmer. Kalen Meyer is going to shift over to the left side. Back to pass. Nope. Lutmer's going to run. Hemmed in this time. Wildcats able to read it. Dawson Ripper to the first man there. Going to take him down for a loss of 1. And that'll set up third down and long situation. Lions haven't been put in this spot yet on the night. Third down and 9 back at the 29-yard line. Twin receivers off to the left. 3 of them to the right side. Empty backfield. Zach Lutmer calling it out. Man in motion, that is Putnam. They'll hand off to Putnam. He cuts it straight up the field, gets across the 25 to the 24, and gets about half of the yards he needed. So a 5-yard pickup there will set up fourth down, and we'll see. The Lions will obviously go for it here on fourth down inside the 25. Need to get to the 20-yard line here to keep this drive alive. Crowd is getting into it. Twins to each side. Meyer behind. Lutmer in the pistol. Back to pass. Now Lutmer's going to run. Looking left side, right side. He's got the first down inside the 15. And he is down to the 13-yard line. 9 more yards for Zach Lutmer. That'll put Zach over the 100-yard mark already in the first quarter. Obviously, that big touchdown run earlier would help that. Under 2 minutes to go here. Lions first down and 10 at the Wildcat 14-yard line. Twin receivers break out to the right side. Single man to the left. Pistol formation. Kalen Meyer, the deep back. Lutmer is going to call it out. He'll fake the hand, going to keep himself. Wildcats are there. Lutmer still eludes them, gets positive yards, and got down to the 11, going to pick up 3. So Lutmer, Wildcats had that one red, and Lutmer still able to get something out of it. Second down and 7 or 8, however you want to call it. 3 wide to the right side. They're going to fake the hand. Lutmer keeps right up the middle. He goes. He is inside the 10-yard line. Down to the 7. Going to be a pickup of 4. Set up third down and short. Third down and about 4 coming here for the Lions. 45 seconds on the clock here left in the first quarter. Lions trying to score one more time here before the end of the first. Everybody comes in tight this time for the Lions. Back to pass. That is Lutmer. He's looking right side. Now he tucks. Looks like he's going to run. Steps back and just heaves it out the back of the end zone to avoid the sack. Lutmer was looking to throw immediately. Then it looked like he wanted to take off and run, but the Wildcats were on top of him. Nowhere for him to go, and he ends up just throwing the ball away. Clock stops on the incompletion with 26 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Fourth down and 4. Central Lyon George Litterock trying to keep the game alive here. Got to get inside the 5-yard line. 3 wide to the left, single man to the right. Going to fake the hand. Lutmer keeps. Wildcats are there. They wrap him up. I don't think he got it. Oh, it's going to be close. The far side official has him inside the 5, but I don't know. They're going to have to measure this one, and they will. Here come the officials. They will call for the measurement. 4 yards for Zach Lutmer, but it's going to be very close, and it all depends on the spot. The official came and marked it inside the 5, but is it enough? Wildcats looking to get the stop here on the defense. That would be a huge stop right now for West Lyon. And they say it is short by inches. It'll be first down and 10 for the Wildcats. So the Lions come up just short inside the 5-yard line with 18 seconds to go in the first quarter. Wildcats, that should hopefully give them a little bit of life here, and they'll have to dig themselves out of the shadow of their own end zone. But the third offensive possession here, Wildcats, hopefully they've made the adjustments that they need. Wildcats come out here, everybody in tight, power I to the right side there. Van Beek is the quarterback. Van Beek calls it out. He's going to hand second man through, wrapped up, but running through the tackles there. Good power run by Knobloch. Gets out across the 5 to the 7, a pickup of 4 for Corey Knobloch, and that will bring an end to the first quarter of play. After one quarter, Central Lyon George Litterock leading West Lyon 7-0. We'll take a break and be back with quarter number 2 in the state quarterfinals here on the Lyon Broadcast Network.
We know our name is Pizza Ranch, but have you tried our chicken? It's marinated, hand-breaded daily, and cooked to crispy perfection. Visit our buffet to enjoy what raving fans are calling the country's best chicken. Make it a meal on the buffet or order online for carryout and delivery. More than just pizza, you'll love our chicken. There's so much to love at Pizza Ranch.
When the world changes, you change with it. By embracing new rhythms, redefining connection, and taking less for granted, you push through the uncertainty. And at every point along the way, we stand with you. Because even when your world looks different, our commitment to your care stays the same. Sanford Health. Health lives here.
Back in Rock Rapids here at Dicknall Field, start of quarter number 2. Central Lyon George Little Rock leading 7-0 here over West Lyon. Winner of this game goes on to the Unidome in the state semifinals. Wildcats just got a stop on the defensive side. They held the Lions on 4th and 4 inside the 5-yard line and took over on downs. A quick run by Corey Knobloch to get them out across the 5-yard line. Pickup of about 4 on the gain. So the Wildcats will start 2nd down and 6. Joel Viss here with you. Glad to have all of you Lion and Wildcat fans along. If you couldn't make the trip out here, which there can't be too many of you, but there are a lot of people here. But glad that we could provide this coverage for you. 2nd down and 6. Power I formation to the left side here. Van Beek calls it out. They'll sneak the man over the middle and cutting it up the right side of the field. There's that trap play that West Lyon is famous for. And Gabe Terwee busts off a big one there as he brings it out for about a gain of 10 on the carry. Gabe Terwee, 1st down yardage. And the Wildcats not only did get the stop, now they've got some breathing room. 1st down and 10, Wildcats at the 19-yard line. Power I formation, back to the bread and butter that the Wildcats know. They call it out, toss over the left side. That is Knobloch. He is hit at the line of scrimmage, spins off the tackle though, and falls forward for a couple. Looks like they're going to give him about 3 yards on the carry for Corey Knobloch. 2nd down and 6, maybe 7 here, depending on the spot of the ball. Nonetheless, the Wildcats still in that power I. Van Beek calls it out. He's going to hand off. Now he's going to keep himself. Looks down the field, has a man. It's picked off by Cooper Spies at the 36-yard line. Interception. Cooper Spies went up and grabbed the ball out of the air. And a big turnover for the Lions. Zach Van Beek had a man over the top, just could not get the ball there. And a great athletic interception by Spies. Lions will take over inside of Wildcat territory. Now can they do something with it? In a game like this, you can't leave points on the board there. The Lions feel they did in that last drive. Lions will break the huddle here. They'll send twins to the right side, twins to the left. Shotgun formation. Meyer stands to the right side of Lutmer. Lutmer calls it out. Back to pass is Zach. Zach looking, pumps. Now he's going to go deep. Now he's going to tuck. He's going to run. He's got room. Down the sidelines he goes inside the 20. Sidesteps more defenders. Still going and gets it down to the 11-yard line. Zach Lutmer making people miss. That is what the Lions' go to. Zach Lutmer on the gain there, 26 yards on the carry. Lions looking strong here. Can they finish it off? 1st down and 10, ball at the 11-yard line. Can get a 1st down without scoring. Empty backfield. Twins to each side here. Meyer is the up back. Lutmer's just going to keep. He's going to follow the blockers, breaks it out left side. Flag will fly in the area of a hold. And I do believe you're going to get a hold there, trying to pin in the defensive end. I think Reeby will get called for that holding penalty. Lutmer did not score. He got down inside the 5, and they will say the hold came back at the 9-yard line. So the Wildcats will obviously take the penalty, and they'll push the Lions back to the 19. It'll be 1st down and 19 from there. Well, 18, I should say. I think they can get a 1st down by getting to the 1-yard line. So First down and 18, ball at the 19. Lions break the huddle here. They're going to keep everybody in tight this time. Shotgun formation. Lutmer and Meyer in the backfield. Lutmer calls it out, back to pass, looking right side. Now he comes back left side, finds his man in the flat. That's Rasmussen. Rasmussen inside the 5, down to the 2-yard line. 17-yard pickup on the catch by Rasmussen. That'll set up second down and 1. Second down and 1 for the Lions. Clock dips below 10 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Lions lead 7-0. Empty backfield here, twins to each side. Expect Lutmer to take off on this one. You got to know the quarterback's coming. Taylor Putnam, they're going to give it to him over the right side. Putnam's going to cut it up the field, and he is in from 2 yards out. I think the Wildcats were on my mode. They thought Lutmer was going all the way, and Taylor Putnam scores from 2 yards out, and the Lions have a 13-0 lead. Taylor Putnam, do believe that is his first touchdown of the season, a 2-yard run. Extra point on the way here for the Lions. Cooper Spees on to kick. Lutmer the holder. Lyle Moore is the long snapper. Lions get the Wildcats to jump. The kick is up. The kick is good. 9:38 to go here in the second quarter. CLGLR leading West Lyon 14-0. We'll be back with more Lion football on the Lion Broadcast Network. Back at Dicknall Field here in Rock Rapids, Joel Viss with you on the Central Lyon Broadcast Network. 14-0, Lions leading West Lyon here with 9:38 to play in the first half. Lions have been nearly unstoppable on the offensive side. The Wildcats did get a defensive stop inside the 5 on their second possession, but the Lions answered with a pick by Cooper Spees and then a 2-yard Taylor Putnam touchdown. Spees has the ball teed up at the 40-yard line, ready to give it a boot. A high end-over-end kick. Knobloch catches it right at the goal line. He's working up the left side of the field, cuts it back up the middle. He's got running room. He meets the first defender back across the 25-yard line at about the 27. But a good return there for Corey Knobloch and some decent starting field position for the Wildcats. Wildcats have moved the ball here tonight so far, just haven't been able to sustain a long drive as of yet. Zach Van Beek, the quarterback for the Wildcats, coming off of that leg injury 7 weeks ago. Wildcats will come out and they are going to send wideouts to the right side and the left. Shotgun formation for Van Beek. Standing back there with him is Gabe Terwee. Van Beek calls it out. He fakes the hand. Back to pass. Looks right side over the middle. Ball tipped and picked off by Lutmer. Lutmer going the other way. Zach Lutmer is going to score. Zach Lutmer, pick 6 on the tip drill, and he takes it 35 yards for the touchdown. The Lions are up 20-0. The Lions are forcing the Wildcats out of their comfort zone. And here they go, a pick 6 for Lutmer. 20-0, 9:20 to play here. Wildcats trailing the Lions. Lions set up in that swinging gate formation here. They will come over to the left side. And we have a penalty that will be enforced on the kickoff. Do believe it was against the Lions. So I think the Lions might have been called for excessive celebration, possibly. Swinging gate comes in here. Lions will set up for the extra point. Lutmer on to hold with Spees back there to do the kicking. Snap is good, hold is good, the kick is up, and that is good as well. 9:20 to play here in the first half. Lions on top 21-0. You're watching Lion football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
Autumn, a time for school activities, fall festivals, raking leaves, winterizing your home, and for farmers, harvest. Putting in long hours, working hard from sun up to sundown. Your income taxes are just one more thing you have to think about. You can minimize some of your stress by working with DeNoble Austin & Company PC, certified public accountants in Rock Rapids and Laverne to maximize your precious available time. Call DeNoble Austin & Company PC today for help with all your accounting and tax needs.
Back at Dicknall Field here in Rock Rapids, Central Lyon George Litterock leading West Lyon 21-0 here with 9:20 to play in the second quarter. The latest score coming, a Zach Lutmer 35-yard pick six. The ball was tipped by Kalen Meyer, and then Lutmer took off with it after the pick and scored. Lions were called for an unsportsmanlike conduct, excessive celebration in the end zone. Wildcats have chosen to take this on the kickoff, so Lions will be backed up to their own 25-yard line. Lions have the ball teed up at the 25. The return men for the Wildcats stand back at their own 12-yard line as Spees waits for his signal. Spees has it. He gives it a deep boot there. Knobloch coming up on it, catches it at the 17. Knobloch working over the left side, breaks the first tackle. He's got running room out in front and out close to the midfield marker. He brings it out to the 48. Well, they're going to say he went down at the 47-yard line. Nonetheless, outstanding starting field position for the Wildcats. Wildcats need to get something going here, trailing by 3 touchdowns with 9 minutes to go. And a penalty against the Wildcats, a block in the back at the 36-yard line. So the Wildcats will be marched back a little bit farther. That's a tough break for them after a great return by Knobloch. And they will put the ball back at the 26-yard line. 9:09 to play here in the first half. Lions leading 21-0. Wildcats desperately need some offense. Pistol formation for Van Beek. Man wide to the left side. Van Beek's going to keep himself. Rolls over the right side. Got good yardage there across the 20-yard or the 30-yard line to the 33. Pickup of 6, maybe 7 on the carry. Give him 7 on the run. And Zach Van Beek, a nice run for him. Second down, and wow, they're going to give him 8 and move him out just shy of the 34. So second down and 2. Wildcats back in that pistol formation. Wide out wide to the right. That is Meyer. They'll fake the hand. No, they will hand off right up the middle to Mosier. Mosier powers ahead. The big bowling ball of Eli Mosier. That's a tough horse to bring down when he gets the feet going. 5'11", 175 pounds, but he gets low when he runs. 5-yard carry for Mosier. Got the first down. So first down and 10 for the Wildcats, just shy of the 40-yard line. Clock on the move at 8:15 here in the first half. Power I formation. Van Beek under center. Man is shift. That is Mosier over to the right side. Toss over to the right side. That's Knobloch. He leaps the pile. Has positive yards across the 40 to the 43-yard line. 3-yard pickup for Corey Knobloch. Second down and 7 for the Wildcats. No need to get in panic mode here. If the Wildcats can come down and score and cut into this lead before the half, then they can go to work in the second half. Wildcats will start with the ball in half 2. Power I formation. Mosier rotates to the right. They fake the trap right up the middle. Goes to Terwee. Terwee powers ahead for a couple more. Third down and short, about third down and 4, as Terwee gets credited with 3 yards on the run. Third down and 4 at the 46-yard line. Lyon fans here right in front of us getting noisy. A fantastic crowd for both sides. West Lyon has their stands full. The sidelines are full. The Lions in good attendance as well. Power I to the left side here for the Wildcats. Van Beek calls it out. He hands off right off the middle, and blown up in the backfield is Terwee. Terwee goes nowhere as Reeby comes through with Meyer, and they lay the stick. No yards on the carry. Fourth down here. The Wildcats are forced to punt this one away with 6:35 to play. Wildcats hurry onto the field. Javen Meyer on to do the punting duties back at his own 35-yard line. Snap is good. Meyer gets the ball away. A high spiraling kick, and nobody will be able to return this. Is going to roll inside the 10 and be downed at about the 7, maybe the 8-yard line. We'll see where the first touch was, and they'll say it about the 8-9-yard line. First down and 10 for the Lions, 6:19 to go. They've got a long way to go here on this possession as they start in the shadows of their own end zone. Back on their own 9-yard line. Lions would love nothing more than to eat up all 6 minutes of this clock and punch one more in before the end. Timeout will be called here by the officials. Do believe we're going to have the disinfection timeout. We'll take a quick timeout as well. When we come back, we'll be back with more Lion football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
How you move matters. Avera Orthopedics helps you move freely and live life to the fullest with innovative treatment options customized to your bone, muscle, and joint needs. Whether you suffer from aches, breaks, tears, or dislocations, turn to the orthopedic team experienced in treating every body.
Small town values will never fade. Always finding a familiar face. A long lost friend with a helpful hand. Picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank in your own backyard. With people that you trust. It's the way you like to live. It's the way you like to bank.
Premier Bank, member FDIC.
Back at Dicknall Field here in Rock Rapids, Joel Viss with you here on the Central Lyon Broadcast Network. Thank you for everybody tuning in and tagging along. Big thank you to the sponsors that you see throughout this broadcast. Make sure you go in there and patronize the sponsors you see. If nothing else, make sure you tell them thank you for making this coverage possible. First and 10, Lions at the 9-yard line. Lutmer is going to hand off over the left side, wrapped up as he crosses the 10. That is Cooper Spees. His first carry of the night will go for about 3. Set up second down and 7. Clock is on the move, though. Again, just under 6 minutes to play here in the first half. Lions got out to a 7-0 lead on their very first drive. Took that 7-0 lead into the second quarter. And then had a nice drive put together where Taylor Putnam scored, followed up by a pick 6 by Zach Lutmer to extend that lead to 21-0 here in the second quarter. Lions now taking their time here and going to run a lot of clock out and call timeout with 5:30 to play. Some confusion there by the Lions. Want to know what they're going to do. Second down and 8 for the Lions when they get out of this timeout. Winner of this game moves on to the state semifinals. A trip to the Unidome on the line. No idea who we will play or who the Wildcats would play. All depends on who wins around the state and who is left into that Final Four. The state will go in and reshuffle and repod everybody after that and get things set up however they deem worthy. And everybody's up for grabs on that one, so not quite sure. The idea here for both these teams, though, is you got to win this game first to even be considered in that conversation. So that is the key here. The Lions keep doing what they're doing. The Wildcats need to make some changes. They need to get some more consistent offense out there on the field. They've moved the ball at times, but just not consistent enough. Lions will break the huddle here out of the timeout. They will spread things out here. They're going to go empty backfield, 5 wide, 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Lions call it out. Zach Lutmer, he's going to fake pass right over the right side. Not a fake. It is a quick pass. Little wide receiver screen over the right side, and finds his man, Luke Rasmussen. Rasmussen with the catch. Brings it out for about 5 yards on the catch, so we'll see where the Lions go from here on 3rd down and 3. Third down and 3, Lions will send twin receivers off to each side. Empty backfield once again for Lutmer. Lutmer calls it out here, back to pass. Looking over the right side, now he's going to tuck it up. He jump passes, he's finds Spees. Spees had it in the flat, wide open at the 22 and just dropped it. Spees had the first down and a lot more, but he was looking upfield before he had the ball in his hands and lets it hit the turf. So a big break for the Wildcats. That might be just what they needed. Clock stops with 4:51 and the punting team comes on. Zach Lutmer on to do the kicking duties here for CLGLR. Lutmer gets the ball cleanly, a high spiraling kick. Knobloch will catch it back at his own 40. Now Knobloch cuts it up the field, brings it across the 50-yard line, takes a wallop, but goes down to at the 48. Wildcats will start inside of Lion territory, 4:40 to go. If it's go time, this is the time to do it if you're the Wildcats. Plenty of time on the board there for you to get down the field and put one in before the end of the half. Defense did their job. Now the offense needs to do theirs. 1st down and 10. West Lyon as they break the huddle. Ball inside of Lion territory. Pistol formation, powered to the left side. Meyer the wide out to your near side. They're going to go option over the left side. Van Beek looking for room, nothing doing. He's going to go down for a loss. They might give him forward progress back to the line of scrimmage, but they are going to say about a half a yard. No gain basically on the call. 2nd down and 10 is what we'll say up here in the booth. Ball still right at that 48-yard line. Wildcats going to send out 2 receivers off to the left side, single man to the right, empty backfield for Van Beek. Van Beek in the shotgun formation, back to pass, looking left side, throws it down the sidelines and has his man. It's caught, going down there and brought down from behind by Zach Lutmer at the 5-yard line. What a great catch there down the sidelines for the Wildcats. Trying to get a look at who that might have been. Javen Meyer is the receiver down the sidelines there. Ball down at the 6-yard line, 42 yards. 1st down and goal inside the 6-yard line. Handoff right up the middle of the field. Lions stuff it right from the get-go. And Wildcats go nowhere. Might even lose a yard on the carry. And Knobloch going nowhere on that one. Knobloch immediately checks himself out after that. 2nd down and goal now. Ball still just outside the 6-yard line. Wildcats just got a big pass play to get them in territory. Wildcats looking to cut into that Lion lead with 3 minutes to go. Power I formation, powered to the right side. Van Beek calls it out. They'll hand 2nd man through, head down. Wrapped up and knocked down. Ball came out, and I do believe the Lions have it. They do. The Lions forced the fumble, and the ball comes out, and the Lions have it. What a big break for the Lions there as they forced the fumble. Hunter Jacobson comes into the game and gets knocked clean and puts the ball on the ground. Hunter Jacobson took a lick right at the line of scrimmage. Lions get a break of their own. Lions take over once again in the shadow of their own end zone. We'll see what they choose to do with 2:59 on the clock. Will they be conservative, just run out the half, or will they take a few shots? Empty backfield for Lutmer. Twin receivers to the left and the right. Myers going to shift in motion. Now the man coming across the way, that is Putnam. They'll hand off right up the middle of the field. Putnam's got positive yards. And Taylor Putnam, another good game. No, that's Luke Rasmussen actually on the carry. And Rasmussen takes it out across to the 11-yard line, pick up a 5. So Lions get it outside the 10-yard line finally here. And we'll set up second down and 5. 2.5 to play here in the half. 3 to the left, single man to the right. They'll hand off to Meyer. Nope, Lutmer's going to keep right up the middle of the field. Lutmer gets it to the 20. He's wrapped up and pulled down. Enough for first down yardage. 9 more yards actually. So first down and 10 for the Lions. We'll see if now they just try to run the clock out. Lions taking their time, look to be in no hurry, up by 3 touchdowns with the ball. Clock dips under the 2-minute mark, 10 seconds on the play clock. Now the Lions break the huddle. Twin receivers off to each side. Myers going to shift right to left. Now Putnam goes in motion. They'll hand off to Putnam. He'll take a hit right at the line of scrimmage and go down for no gain. So Putnam with nothing on that one. Does keep the clock moving at 1.5 minutes to go here. Lions still would have to get a first down to run the clock out without having to punt it back to the Wildcats. But the Lions definitely using all of the clock here, and they will just work it down. Lions will be content with a 21-0 lead, and absolutely you should with West Lyon having a big lead like that at the half. Shotgun formation, Twins to each side. Putnam comes in motion. They'll fake the hand, counter up the left side. It's Kalen Meyer. Kalen Meyer gets it over the left side, goes down inbounds at the 30-yard line. 11 yards on the carry for Kalen Meyer, and a first down for the Lions. They should be able to milk the clock now with 54 seconds to go. They'll start it. Lions once again take their time, just need to run one more play here before the end of the half. 21-0 the lead for CLGLR. Lions have been really strong on the offensive side of the ball here, and the Wildcats still looking to find their stride. Shotgun formation, back to pass is Lutmer. Lutmer steps up, now rolls out right side, looks like he might tuck and run. Now he throws, last minute catch at the 50-yard line. A sliding catch by Cooper Spies for 20 yards. The Lions at the 50. Maybe they'll take a timeout and see what they can do. Clock stops on the completion. Lions will take that timeout. Now at the 50-yard line. They've got another timeout left in their pocket, so we'll see if they utilize the middle of the field, maybe take a shot at the end zone. Lions going for broke here on this one. 20 seconds on the clock here at the half, or almost at the half. It's 21-0 in favor of Central Lyon George Litterock. Zach Van Beek has been the starting quarterback for the Wildcats here. We were wondering, would it be Jackson Kramer? Would it be Jackson Meyer? Would it be Zach Van Beek? Zach Van Beek has been out for 7 weeks with an ankle injury. And not just an injury, a broken bone in that ankle. And a lot of guts to come out here and play tonight, and has played exceptionally well for not being on the football field in that long of a time span. Lions on the offensive side have moved the ball down the field relatively at will. They've been able to do whatever they want to so far against the Wildcats. And the defense has helped them out as well. Twins to each side, shotgun formation. Kalen Meyer in the backfield with Lutmer. Lutmer back to pass. He's looking over the left side, going to roll out, looking down. Now he's going to tuck, he's going to run. Off to the races he goes, gets out of bounds right at the 30-yard line. So another 20 yards for Zach Lutmer, stops the clock, running out of bounds. First down and 10 for the Lions, 12 seconds on the clock. They still have a timeout. They can utilize the middle of the field, that means. If they want to pass it down there, can't sit there and scramble, though. They're going to have to decide quick. If they can get a few yards here, then maybe take a shot at the end zone. Do they take a shot now? Twin receivers off to each side. Shotgun formation. Lutmer, he's going to take off and run himself. Right side, look, cuts it up the field, up the middle, and tucks it down at the 20. And a timeout is called by the Lions with 5 seconds to go. Flag down at the 25-yard line. Looks like it might be in the area of a hold. And that is what the call will be. So negate the 10-yard run. And that will definitely shift what the Lions were going to do here on first down. At the 20-yard line, they'll move it back outside the 35 to the 36-yard line. Lions still have a shot. They can take that. They can take a shot at the end zone here from the 35. But I thought at the 20, they might even give Cooper Spees a shot at kicking a field goal. Would have been about a 37-yarder from that spot. Lions come over here on the timeout. Just 5 seconds to play here in the half. They've moved the ball down to the 36-yard line. And we'll see if Zach Lutmer can get one up and win the jump ball down there on the field. Expect a 5-wide situation and everybody running deep into the end zone. Lions talking it over. Wildcats expect the prevent here for them. You got to expect they're going to play off and put the hands team back there. Wildcats might even decide to bring a little pressure. Not be surprised if you see a blitz come out of the defense here and try and rush the throw. You see Gabe Terwee at the linebacker spot. Defensive backs going out there. Watch for Terwee to come right up the middle of the field and make Zach Lutmer decide early. 3 to the left, single man to the right. They will hand off right up there. They're going to reverse, go halfback pass. No, they won't. Wrapped up in the backfield is Rex Van Wy. And that is the way the Lions will end the first half of play. 21-0, CLGLR leading West Lyon. A trip to the Dome is on the line. We've got a half to go. We'll be back in just a few moments with our halftime report. You're listening to the state quarterfinals live from Dicknall Field on the Lyon Broadcast Network.
We know our name is Pizza Ranch, but have you tried our chicken? It's marinated, hand-breaded daily, and cooked to crispy perfection. Visit our buffet to enjoy what raving fans are calling the country's best chicken. Make it a meal on the buffet or order online for carry-out and delivery. More than just pizza, you'll love our chicken. There's so much to love at Pizza Ranch.
When the world changes, you change with it. By embracing new rhythms, redefining connection, and taking less for granted, you push through the uncertainty. And at every point along the way, we stand with you. Because even when your world looks different, our commitment to your care stays the same. Sanford Health. Health lives here.
Autumn, a time for school activities, fall festivals, raking leaves, winterizing your home, and for farmers, harvest. putting in long hours, working hard from sunup to sundown. Your income taxes are just one more thing you have to think about. You can minimize some of your stress by working with DeNoble Austin & Company PC, certified public accountants in Rock Rapids and Laverne to maximize your precious available time. Call DeNoble Austin & Company PC today for help with all your accounting and tax needs.
How you move matters. Avera Orthopedics helps you move freely and live life to the fullest with innovative treatment options customized to your bone, muscle, and joint needs. Whether you suffer from aches, breaks, tears, or dislocations, turn to the orthopedic team experienced in treating every body.
Small town values will never fade. Always finding a familiar face, a long lost friend with a helpful hand, picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank in your own backyard with people that you trust. It's the way you like to live. It's the way you like to bank.
Premier Bank, member FDIC.
And we welcome you back here to Dicknall Field in Rock Rapids. State quarterfinal matchup between the West Lyon Wildcats and the Central Lyon George Little Rock Lions here at the half. Central Lyon George Little Rock leading 21-0 in a game that has been relatively dominated by the Lions, and able to really capitalize on that with that 3-touchdown lead here going into the second half of play. Wildcats needed that half to come to an end. They needed to go into the locker room. They got to make the adjustments out there. They're going to start with the football here in the second half, so we'll see how effective that can be and see if the Wildcats can get themselves back into the game right off the bat. If they can, they need to march down the field and score the first drive out here for them. That has got to be the big key for the Wildcats. Scoring got underway here in this game early as the Lions, just 3 plays in, Zach Lutmer went 59 yards for the touchdown over the left side. Cooper Spees added the extra point and made it 7-0. After that, the teams played back and forth up and down the field. No more points scored. At the end of the quarter, it was that 7-0 lead for the Lions. Moving into the second quarter, Lions able to get down the field, and with 9:38 on the clock, Taylor Putnam got his first touchdown of the season, a 2-yard touchdown run. The extra point from Spees made it 14-0. It didn't take much time after that, though, as the Lions playing the tip drill. Kalen Meyer tipped a Zach Van Beek pass up in the air. Zach Lutmer ran underneath of it and returned it 35 yards for the pick six, and the extra point made it 21-0. Over the next 9 minutes, though, once again, back and forth. Wildcats able to move the ball down the field, just couldn't quite put a full drive together. They couldn't be consistent enough to try and finish it off, had to punt it back. Lions were pinned deep in their own territory, would move the ball down the field, but could not finish off some more of the drive. So back and forth it went again, but a 21-0 lead for the Lions. You can't expect Coach Curtis Eben to expect much more out there. The offense has moved the ball very effectively here tonight. The defense has done a great job of playing physical up front with the Wildcats. We know that that's what the Wildcats are going to do. They're going to come power eye. They're going to run right behind those big offensive linemen. They're going to get physical up front, and the Lions have done a good job of matching that physicality, and they have forced 3 turnovers here in the in the first half. They were able to get some fumbles. Wildcats were threatening a big pass, got them inside the 6-yard line, and ended up fumbling the ball away back to the Lions, and that was a backbreaker for the Wildcats. They could have cut the lead easily to within 21-7 and come out and made it a 1-touchdown game if they could have scored on the opening half. But instead, the Lions get the turnover. They get the ball back and able to keep the Wildcats off the board going into the half. As we said, the Lions have moved the ball very effectively offensively so far on the ground. Obviously, Zach Lutmer leading the way there, but 23 total carries for 200 yards on the ground. Lutmer has 166 with that touchdown out there. So a great game for Zach already in this one. Then the Lions have spread it out a little bit more. Lutmer has thrown the ball effectively when needed to. 4 of 6 passing for 53 yards. Has 3 different receivers for him. Now on the Wildcats side of the ball, as we said, they've moved the ball at times, but in the same aspect have not been able to consistently do it. 17 carries for just 52 yards on the ground, being led right now by Zach Van Beek. Van Beek, Corey Knobloch, Gabe Terwee, all splitting the carries back there. And we'll see what the Wildcats see if they can't do and keep changing things up. And Zach Van Beek has had to throw the ball a few times here tonight. 2 of 5 passing the ball, 51 yards. Had that big 42-yarder like we talked about, got him inside the 10. But does have 2 interceptions in his pocket as well. And the Lions, with 2 interceptions and a fumble, have really done a great job of stymieing this Wildcat offense here in the first half. We'll take another timeout. When we come back, we'll discuss what the changes can be made and what we can look forward to here, and look at some of the scores from around the state and the other matchups in Class 2A here in the playoff side of things when we return to the state quarterfinals live from Dicknall Field on the Lyon Broadcast Network.
Autumn, a time for school activities, fall festivals, raking leaves, winterizing your home, and for farmers, harvest. Putting in long hours, working hard from sun up to sundown. Your income taxes are just one more thing you have to think about. You can minimize some of your stress by working with DeNoble Austin & Company PC, certified public accountants in Rock Rapids and Laverne to maximize your precious available time. Call DeNoble Austin & Company PC today for help with all your accounting and tax needs.
When the world changes, you change with it. By embracing new rhythms, redefining connection, and taking less for granted, you push through the uncertainty. And at every point along the way, we stand with you. Because even when your world looks different, our commitment to your care stays the same. Sanford Health. Health lives here.
We know our name is Pizza Ranch, but have you tried our chicken? It's marinated, hand-breaded daily, and cooked to crispy perfection. Visit our buffet to enjoy what raving fans are calling the country's best chicken. Make it a meal on the buffet or order online for carryout and delivery. More than just pizza, you'll love our chicken. There's so much to love at Pizza Ranch.
How you move matters. Avera Orthopedics helps you move freely and live life to the fullest with innovative treatment options customized to your bone, muscle, and joint needs. Whether you suffer from aches, breaks, tears, or dislocations, turn to the orthopedic team experienced in treating every body.
Small town values will never fade. Always finding a familiar face. A long lost friend with a helpful hand. Picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank in your own backyard. With people that you trust. It's the way you like to live. It's the way you like to bank.
Premier Bank, member FDIC.
And we welcome you back here at the half. Joel Viss with you live from Dicknall Field in Rock Rapids. State quarterfinal matchup between the West Lyon Wildcats and the Central Lyon George Little Rock Lions. Lions leading the Wildcats 21-0 here at the half. And what has been a very convincing game so far for the Lions. Wildcats going to look to come out of the half and see what kind of changes they can make and try and get themselves back into the game. They will start with the football to start the second half. The Wildcats won the opening toss and elected to defer, so the Lions were able to take the ball. The final 8 teams in Class 2A, and the Lions and Wildcats are one of those. Winner will advance to the state semifinals. The Final 4 down in the Unidome next Saturday, and one of those games down there to the winner of this one. And not sure who we would play, as whoever wins and how it all shifts up, the state will re-bracket things when you get down to the Unidome. Also around there, West Liberty is at Comanche tonight, and Comanche leads 14-0 in the second quarter of that one. Waukon leading Solon by a score of 14-0 in the second quarter as well. And West Marshall leading 12-0 over number 1 PCM Monroe currently. And those are some of the scores from around the state. And as we said, not sure who we will find in the semifinal round, whether it be the Wildcats or the Lions. They will definitely go on the rankings. They will look at who has the better records and where they've come from, whether you've been a district champion. All those things come into play. So all depending on who can win these 4 games around the area will set up those semifinal matches. 3 minutes on the clock here yet before we get back to the half. The Wildcats starting to make their way onto the field. It is a great atmosphere here tonight, as it usually is when Wildcats and Lions get together. The fans across the way from West Lyon have showed up in force. They are full in the bleachers. They are lined up down the fence line, and the Lion fans are here in droves as well. And what a great crowd. What some great electricity here for this game tonight. We'll take another break. When we come back, we'll bring you the second half of Beef Bowl 2.0 and the state quarterfinals here from Dicknall Field. You're listening to Lion Football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
We know our name is Pizza Ranch, but have you tried our chicken? It's marinated, hand-breaded daily, and cooked to crispy perfection. Visit our buffet to enjoy what raving fans are calling the country's best chicken. Make it a meal on the buffet or order online for carry-out and delivery. More than just pizza, you'll love our chicken. There's so much to love at Pizza Ranch.
When the world changes, you change with it. By embracing new rhythms, redefining connection, and taking less for granted, you push through the uncertainty. And at every point along the way, we stand with you. Because even when your world looks different, our commitment to your care stays the same. Sanford Health. Health lives here.
Autumn, a time for school activities, fall festivals, raking leaves, winterizing your home, and for farmers, harvest. Putting in long hours, working hard from sun up to sundown. Your income taxes are just one more thing you have to think about. You can minimize some of your stress by working with DeNoble Austin & Company PC, certified public accountants in Rock Rapids and Laverne to maximize your precious available time. Call DeNoble Austin & Company PC today for help with all your accounting and tax needs.
How you move matters. Avera Orthopedics helps you move freely and live life to the fullest with innovative treatment options customized to your bone, muscle, and joint needs. Whether you suffer from aches, breaks, tears, or dislocations, turn to the orthopedic team experienced in treating every body.
Small town values will never fade. Always finding a familiar face, a long lost friend with a helpful hand, picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank in your own backyard, with people that you trust. It's the way you like to live. It's the way you like to bank.
Premier Bank, member FDIC.
And we welcome you back here to Dicknall Field in Rock Rapids. State quarterfinal matchup between the Lions and the Wildcats. Thank you all for tuning in here. My name is Joel Viss. Glad to have all of you Wildcat and Lion fans watching at home. If you couldn't be here, we're glad that we could provide this coverage for you here tonight. Once again, we say a big thank you to our sponsors. It is them who make this possible. So a big thank you to Avera Health, Frontier Bank, the Pizza Ranch, DeNoble Austin and Company PCs, the Pizza Ranch, Premier Bank, Sanford Health, and Pepsi Cola Bottling. Those great sponsors make this coverage possible. Please make sure you patronize those guys. If nothing else, stop in there and tell them thank you for making the coverage possible here for all of Central Lyon athletics throughout the school year. Clock is at 10 seconds to go here, and we are about ready to start the second half of play. CLGLR leading 21-0 here over the Wildcats as we start the second half. The Wildcats will start with the football, and the Lions will kick it away, and the Wildcats will be moving from left to right in your mind's eye or on your screen in front of you. Lions come out here and get set up. Cooper Spees will wait to be given the ball. Corey Knobloch stepping back there to do the return duties here for the Wildcats once again. Also going back to do the return duties, Hunter Jacobson. Both of them standing at their own 2, maybe the 3-yard line here. Lions have the signal, ready to play. Cooper Spees will walk it off here. They'll see the crowd get back into it here, and Cooper Spees will give it a boot. A high end-over-end kick going to go to Jacobson. He'll take off going to the right side here, coming around. He's got a wall in front of him, has the corner across the 25, and tripped up. He had a few more yards in him there, but tripped up as he crosses the 25 and is down at the 24-yard line. Well, it's where they put him at the 29, maybe the 30. All depends on where he landed, and they will give him the 30-yard line. That was actually Jackson Taylor, the return man. First down and 10 for the Wildcats. Power I formation. Zach Van Beek under center. Calling it out. He's going to hand off. Second man through. That's Knobloch. He's piled up as he crosses the line of scrimmage. Picks up 3, maybe 4 on the carry. And looks like they will give him 4 yards. Second down and 6 here. Wildcats need to keep that stuff going and just finish them off here. A big feather in their cap if they can march down the field and score on this opening drive. Receivers break out to each side, shotgun formation. Terwee in the backfield there with Van Beek. Van Beek back to pass. He pump fakes. He's going to look down, and the ball is tipped at the line of scrimmage. And the ball was knocked down. It'll fall incomplete. Van Beek gets knocked to the dirt as well. Third down and 6 now for West Lyon. Clock stopped on the incompletion. Wildcats look to the sidelines as they get the play called in here. Wildcats taking their time here as they wait for the play call. Play clock jips at 12 seconds here as they walk up to the line. Going to have to hustle a little bit. Twin receivers to the right side. Shotgun formation. Van Beek and Terwee in the backfield. Calling it out. They will fake the hand. Van Beek will keep. He's wrapped up immediately going down. Caden Van Berkom knocks him in for a yard gain, and the Wildcats will be forced to punt it away. Wildcats having to punt the ball here. Only 5 yards on their first possession. Meyer goes back to do the kicking duties. Back at his own 23-yard line. Spees and Lutmer back to return. Meyer will boot it high in the sky, but a short one. As it comes down, it lands at the 42, takes a Lion bounce back at the 44, and the Lions will start with outstanding field position for their first offensive set of the second half. Lions came out and forced the 3 and out. Now what the Lion offense can do, can the Wildcats try and hem them in? They haven't slowed down Zach Lutmer yet, and that has got to be the key here in the second half. Lions looking over to the huddle here, trying to get the play call in. They'll send twin receivers off to each side. Empty backfield will be for Lutmer. Kalen Meyer, the wingback there, set off to the right side. Man in motion, that's Putnam. They'll hand off to Putnam. He'll cut it up the field, has positive yards out to the 50. 5-yard pickup for Taylor Putnam. And the Lions get a good run on first down. 2nd down and 5 now for CLGLR right at the midfield marker. Great look in here on your screen there. Thank you to our camera crew up top. 2nd down and 5, twin receivers to each side. Shotgun formation this time. Meyer stands to the right side of Lutmer. Now Lutmer going to talk it over here with Meyer. He's going to talk in his ear, give him a little bit of instruction. Man in motion. Here comes Putnam. They'll fake the hand counter. Left side Meyer. Meyer has the first down across the 45 to the 44. 6 yards for Kalen Meyer. First down and 10 for the Lions. Chain mover here as the Lions keep punching it down the way. First down and 10. CLGLR inside of Wildcat territory. Twin receivers to each side, wide to the right side there. You've got Cooper Spees, Luke Rasmussen. Here to the near side, you've got Rex Van Wy and Taylor Putnam. Empty backfield for Zach Lutmer, the quarterback. Kalen Meyer shifts from right to left. Man in motion. That's Rasmussen. They'll hand to him. He'll cut it right up the field. Has good yardage. Wow, what a great run by Luke Rasmussen. He got hit after a gain of 2 or 3 and powered his way for 5 or 6. 6 yards for Luke Rasmussen on the carry. Will set up 2nd down and 4. The Lions are winning the battle up front. They're getting more physical than the Wildcats here in this one. 2nd down and 4 for the Lions at the 38-yard line. Empty backfield, twin receivers to each side. Here comes Meyer shifting. Man in motion once again. That is there. The fake there. Lutmer takes off. Lutmer off to the races. Here he goes around the corner, and he picks up a block, and he will score for the Lion touchdown. No, they're going to say he's out of bounds at about the 5-yard line. Lutmer stepped out of bounds at the 5. Well, they'll give him the 4, so 34 yards on the carry, Zach Lutmer. Zach Lutmer gets him inside, first down and goal, CLGLR. Empty backfield once again, twin receivers off to each side. Lutmer taking his time, looking over the defense. Man in motion, that's Rasmussen. They'll hand off. He'll cut it up the field, spins off a tackle, and Luke Rasmussen is in for the 6. A little bit of a delayed call, but nonetheless, a 4-yard touchdown run for Luke Rasmussen. Rasmussen getting his first touchdown run of the season. 8.5 to play in this third quarter. The Lions force a 3 and out, now go down the field and score, and they will bring in the swinging gate. Spees on to do the kicking duties again. Good snap, good hold, bad kick into the line of scrimmage. And no good on the extra point. 8:34 to go. 27-0 Lions lead. You're watching the state quarterfinals on the Lion Broadcast Network.
We know our name is Pizza Ranch, but have you tried our chicken? It's marinated, hand-breaded daily, and cooked to crispy perfection. Visit our buffet to enjoy what raving fans are calling the country's best chicken. Make it a meal on the buffet or online for carryout and delivery. More than just pizza, you'll love our chicken. There's so much to love at Pizza Ranch.
Back in Rock Rapids here at Dicknall Field, Joel Viss with you here on the Central Lyon Broadcast Network. We do invite you to subscribe to our broadcast team here as we cover Central Lyon athletics and extracurricular activities all season long, whether it be volleyball or football, band concerts, choir concerts. We'll have basketball coming up here in the wintertime. We'll have a little bit of wrestling out there for you. We cover some baseball in the summer as well. So make sure that you subscribe, and if you subscribe, then we can let you know when upcoming events are headed your way live here on the Central Lyon Broadcast Network. Spees has the ball teed up at the 40-yard line. Knobloch back to do the returning duties alongside Taylor again. And now waiting for the officials. And there's a flag now before the kick even took off here. Not exactly sure what it is. But they are going to back the Lions up 5 yards. Lions will back up 5 yards here and have to kick from the 35. Lions will now re-huddle here and see if they can't break it out again. Not sure exactly what the official call was on that one. One of the coverage team members might have been lined up off sides, I guess. And now we are ready to go. Spees with the boot. A shorter kick this time, trying to go to the up back. It bounces, and it's picked up by Taylor, working his way down the left side. Pulls over a couple defenders. Out back at around the 35-yard line to 34. Good starting field position. And it's do or die time for the Wildcats. Down 27-0. They have got to get something going here. The Wildcats need to get that offense running here. They need to get that power I formation, and they need to get it going quick. They have got to score on this possession. They cannot allow the Lions to keep putting the points up on them. Wildcats will come out in the shotgun formation. They're going to send twin receivers off to the right side, single receiver to the left. They've got Dawson Ripperda as the up back there. Shotgun formation. Van Beek back to pass. He's got pressure. Now he steps up. He's going to run. He's got open room and runs out of bounds at the 39-yard line. Van Beek choosing not to take the hit and runs out of bounds at the 38 is what they will say. So it'll be a 3-yard carry. Van Beek looked like he had a lot more room on that one to go, but the Lions closed quickly. Dylan Winkle got in the backfield right away. 2nd down and 3. Clock stops as Van Beek got out of bounds on that play. So 2nd and 7 at the 38-yard line. Shotgun formation again. Twin receivers to the left side. Wide out here to the right side. That is Kramer. Back to pass. Van Beek. He's got some pressure again. He tucks. Throws it over the middle of the field. Has his man down the field. And the catch is made by Cade Warner. Cade Warner makes the catch at the 35-yard line. Gets her down to the 31. 41-yard pass there. Cade Warner, a big catch there. 1st down and 10 Wildcats. Clock on the move. It will dip under 8 minutes to play. Shotgun formation. Wildcats pick up the pace. Twins right, single to the left. Van Beek, he's going to take off. He's running all the way. He cuts it up the field. He's got room. Lions want to hold there. Nothing doing, though, as Van Beek gets up the field for big yardage. Going to get 9 on the carry. 2nd down and 1 here for West Lyon. Kramer checks out of the ball game now. Wildcats come up on the ball here. Shotgun formation again. Twin receivers to the left side. In the backfield is Terwee. They'll fake the hand. Rolling out left side. That's Van Beek. He looks over the middle of the field. Oh, and he hits his man. That is Warner, but threw it just behind him. Hit him in the back shoulder there. Tough play. And Warner still almost brought it in. That'll set up 2nd down and 10 now for the Wild, or 3rd down and 1, I should say. Oof, I thought I gave him the 1st down on that last one. And 3rd down and 1 for the Wildcats. Wildcats will leave twin receivers out there to the left side. It looks like they've got Javen Meyer out there as well as Darren Meyer. Shotgun formation. Quick pass over the left side. They've got Javen. He's got the catch. He's got the 1st down and more as he gets knocked out of bounds inside the 15 at about the 12. Going to be a pickup of 10 on the reception. 10 yards for Javen Meyer. Sets up 1st down and 10 here for West Lyon just outside the 10-yard line. Ball spotted at the 12. It'll be 1st and 10. They can get a 1st down here. Wow, they're going to give them a great spot. They're going to go inside by the 11. They'll hand off right up the middle of the field to Terwee. Terwee will push the pile ahead inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line. 3-yard carry on that play as the Lions will try and dig in again. The Lions had West Lyon in this spot before. They forced a fumble in the first half. Wildcats trying to finish one off. Shotgun formation. Terwee stands to the right of Van Beek. Wide receivers off to each side. Back to pass. Quick pass there as the wide receiver slips and falls. And they're going to say he made the catch, though. Falling down was Javen Meyer and makes the catch at the 2-yard line. So it will be 3rd down after a 6-yard reception. 3rd down, and they're going to say goal. They said that ball touched the 10-yard line when they started this thing. I thought it was more outside of that than that. But they're going 3rd down and goal. Ball at the 3-yard line. Power I formation, 2nd man through. That's Knobloch. He pushes ahead and pushes through for the Wildcat touchdown. West Lyon breaks into the scoring column, a 3-yard touchdown run for Corey Knobloch. And the Wildcats are on the board here halfway through quarter number 3. That was a big score for West Lyon. They needed that one. Corey Knobloch punching it in there, and that's old school for the Wildcats, just getting it up there, power eye, right behind the big hosses and punch it in. Van Veldhuizen on to do the kicking duties here. Van Beek, the holder for the Wildcats. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is up, it is blocked and deflected, but still goes through. 5:54 to go, 27-7. Central Lyon, George Little Rock on top of West Lyon. We'll be back with more state quarterfinal football on the Lyon Broadcast Network.
When the world changes, you change with it. By embracing new rhythms, redefining connection, and taking less for granted, you push through the uncertainty. And at every point along the way, we stand with you. Because even when your world looks different, our commitment to your care stays the same. Sanford Health. Health lives here.
Autumn, a time for school activities, fall festivals, raking leaves, winterizing your home, and for farmers, harvest. Putting in long hours, working hard from sun up to sundown. Your income taxes are just one more thing you have to think about. You can minimize some of your stress by working with DeNoble Austin & Company PC, certified public accountants in Rock Rapids and Laverne to maximize your precious available time. Call DeNoble Austin & Company PC today for help with all your accounting and tax needs.
Back at Dicknall Field here in Rock Rapids, Joel Viss with you on the Central Lyon Broadcast Network. West Lyon getting on the board finally, that touchdown they needed. And they finally got one. Corey Knobloch punches it in with a 3-yard touchdown run. The extra point was added by Van Veldhuizen. The extra point was actually blocked, but still managed to have enough on it to go through. So a 27-7 score. West Lyon will come out to do the kicking duties here, and coming on to do the kicking duties once again, that is Jordan Van Veldhuizen, the senior kicker. And we'll see if the Wildcats, the Lions have the hands team up front. They've got one man back deep, that is Putnam, and they are prepared for a squib kick or something out of West Lyon here. You also got to remember they could do a pooch kick over the top. And now the Lions will back off as they see how West Lyon sets up. West Lyon will just pooch kick right over the middle. Lions get on top of it, just fall on it with the upbacks there. They'll take possession at the 27-yard line. Nice job on the kick by Van Veldhuizen. He played that perfectly. It took that nice bounce over the front line there, and the Lions had to run it down. Nonetheless, the Lions keep possession. They take over. 5:51 to play here in the third quarter. They lead 27-7. And the Lions will come out, twin receivers to each side, shotgun formation. Kalen Meyer standing back there with Lutmer. Man in motion, that is Putnam. They'll hand off. Taylor Putnam now breaking to the outside. He's got positive gain out there for 4, maybe 5 yards. Taylor Putnam gets around the corner. He'd been doing a good job of cutting it up the field before, and now he cuts it back inside or goes to the outside. Picks up 5 yards. Second down and 5 here for the Lions. Ball at the 33-yard line. Clock on the move. The clock is definitely in the favor of the Lions. They'll send 3 receivers wide to the left side, Spees wide to the right. Shotgun formation for Lutmer. He calls it out. He'll hand off to Meyer. No, he'll keep himself. Cuts it up the field. Going to be short of the first down, but does have about 3 yards. And it'll be 3rd down and 2, maybe 1. They'll give him 4 on the carry there. Lutmer over the 200-yard mark on the ground here tonight. Had an exceptional first half. 3rd down and 1 for the Lions. Empty backfield. They'll send twin receivers to each side as Lutmer is going to look over the defense here. He calls it out. He's going to keep himself. Quarterback right up the middle. Zach Lutmer is free and off to the races. Good night, everybody. Zach Lutmer all the way to town. He would just ride that horse. And oh my, Zach Lutmer goes 63 yards for the touchdown. That was just a quarterback right up the middle, well blocked, and Lutmer was gone. That is a heartbreaker. The Wildcats got the touchdown they needed to try and get back into it, and then Zach Lutmer does what he does. 267 yards on the night so far for Lutmer. This time a 63-yard touchdown. Extra point coming on here for Spees. Spees gets this one away. It is through. 4:26 to play in the third quarter. Lions on top 34-7. You're watching the state quarterfinals on the Lion Broadcast Network. Back in Rock Rapids at Dicknall Field, Zach Lutmer, a 63-yard touchdown run, an extra point from Spees, and it is 34-7 in favor of the Lions here late in the third quarter. Lions had 3rd down and 1. They just went straight up the middle with the quarterback keeper, and Lutmer was untouched all the way to town. Spees will set the ball at the 40-yard line, ready to give it a boot. Down there is Taylor and Knobloch again. A deep kickoff. Taylor will have it at the 10-yard line, now making his way up the field. That is not Taylor. That is Hunter Jacobson. And Jacobson will bring it across the 30-yard line. West Lyon trailing 34-7. We saw the passing game come in. Zach Van Beek been able to throw the ball down the field a little bit. Javen Meyer, Cade Warner out there. We know Dawson Ripperda's out there as well. We've seen him catch a few balls throughout the season. And the Wildcats may have to go to the air here, and that definitely not the Wildcat forte. But they are in desperate need of some points, and they need to score in a hurry. Twin receivers right, single man to the left. Van Beek in the shotgun, back to pass. He's looking left side over the middle of the field, has his man. Catch is made to his tight end. That is Ripperda. And Ripperda is brought down after a pickup of 6. 6-yard reception. Clock on the move here. Van Beek over the 100-yard mark now, passing the ball. 2nd down and 4. Ball at the 32-yard line. Single receiver is going to each side. Shotgun formation. Terwee in the backfield. Van Beek calls it out. He'll fake the hand, rolls out right side. Now he's got a tuck. He's got pressure. He'll go down in the backfield. And coming up is Dylan Winkle and Josh Reeby getting in on that and knocking him to the ground for the sack. Tough break on that one, about a 7-yard loss for Van Beek. 3rd down and 11 now for West Lyon. Clock on the move at 3:15 to play in this 3rd quarter. Single receivers off to each side. Van Beek and Terwee in the shotgun formation. Van Beek calls it out. He fakes the hand. Now he's going to keep it himself. Nothing doing. He's brought down at the 25. Going to lose another yard. Now they might give him back to the line of scrimmage. Nonetheless, 4th down and long, and the Wildcats forced to punt this one away again with 2:50 to play in the 3rd quarter. A trip to the Unidome, a trip to the state semifinals on the line here in Rock Rapids. The road to the Dome goes through Lyon County. We've said it for years. Whether it was the Wildcats in 1A, the Lions in 2A, the Wildcats in 2A, Lions in 3A, we always know that the road is here. Meyer gives the ball a boot, and he kicks it towards the sidelines. Spees will let it bounce at the 40, takes a Wildcat roll inside the 35 to the 34, maybe the 33, and the Lions will take over on offense from that point. 34-7 here. The Lions with a big lead here. Wildcats definitely don't want to see this one get out of hand, so we'll see the defense come out here and see if they can't shut it down. Zach Lutmer getting the call here from the sidelines. He will come out to the huddle. 1st down and 10, CLGLR, ball on the 33-yard line. Twin receivers here to the left side. Rex Van Wy is the guy way to the near side. Then you've got Taylor Putnam. Spees will break out wide to the right side. Kalen Meyer in the backfield with Lutmer. Man in motion, that is Rasmussen. They'll hand off to Luke. Luke will push the pile ahead. He's got big yards out to the 39-yard line. They'll give him 5 or 6 on the carry. Bring it back to the, they'll say the 39. So 6 yards for Luke Rasmussen. 2nd down and 4 for CLGLR as they keep pushing the pile ahead. Twin receivers to the left side. Twins break out to the right side. Shotgun formation. Zach Lutmer coming over once again, doing a great job. A sophomore quarterback knows to read the defense. He's talking it over with Kalen Meyer on what the defense is doing. Here comes the fake. They'll hand off Meyer right side. He cuts it up the field. He's got the 1st down. 5 yards for Kalen Meyer, and the Lions will move the chains. 1.5 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Lions all over the Wildcats here in this one so far, 34-7. Lions with the ball looking for more. The Lions have done a great job of taking the Wildcats out of their offensive path here, shutting down the run, forcing the Wildcats to go to the air, and that is not what Coach Rosenboom wants to do. Pistol formation, Twins left, single to the right. Lutmer calls it out. He'll hand off right up the middle. That is Meyer again. Kalen over the right side, cuts it back across. First down yardage and more. Down to the 42-yard line. A 14-yard run for Kalen Meyer. Lions are winning the battle up front. They're going inside. They're going outside. And just taking advantage of everything the Wildcats are giving them. Lions come out of the huddle here. They will send twin receivers left, single man to the right side. Caden Van Berkom, the up back, Meyer, the deep back here behind Lutmer in that pistol. Calling it out, they will hand off again. Kalen Meyer straight up ahead. That is more the same. Meyer pushes ahead to the 38, going to be a pickup of 4. That's what we saw last week against Esterville Lincoln Central. In the second half, the Lions really got Kalen Meyer rolling, and he was able to carry the Lions to victory. And that will do it for the third quarter here tonight, 34-7. Central Lyon George Litterock on top of West Lyon. We've got 1 quarter to go. We'll be back with more of the state quarterfinal matchup on the Lyon Broadcast Network.
Autumn, a time for school activities, fall festivals, raking leaves, winterizing your home, and for farmers, harvest. Putting in long hours, working hard from sun up to sundown. Your income taxes are just one more thing you have to think about. You can minimize some of your stress by working with DeNoble Austin & Company PC, certified public accountants in Rock Rapids and Laverne to maximize your precious available time. Call DeNoble Austin & Company PC today for help with all your accounting and tax needs.
How you move matters. Avera Orthopedics helps you move freely and live life to the fullest with innovative treatment options customized to your bone, muscle, and joint needs. Whether you suffer from aches, breaks, tears, or dislocations, turn to the orthopedic team experienced in treating every body.
Back in Rock Rapids here at Dicknall Field, Joel Viss with you on the Central Lyon Broadcast Network as we get ready for quarter number 4. Lions break the huddle, 2nd down and 6. Twin receivers go to the left side, single man to the right. Caitlin Meyer in the backfield with Lutmer. Now Van Berkom shifts from right to left. They'll hand off to Meyer over the right side. He's got running room out in front, just tucks in behind the defense. And gets down to the 25-yard line. 13 more yards for Kalen Meyer. And the Lions are just punishing the Wildcats here tonight. Well, should the Lions hang on and advance to the state semifinals, this will be our last broadcast on the Central Lyon Broadcast Network here for the Lyon football season. The Iowa High School Network does not allow us to go down there. They will have a live stream. Local TV will have a coverage of it, and our local radio station will have coverage as well. 1st and 10 for the Lions. Van Berkom shifts. They'll hand off once again. Counter play, right side. Kalen Meyer, more yards inside the 20, down to the 16, maybe the 17-yard line. They'll give him 8 yards. And as we said, so we will not be down there covering here on the Central Lyon Broadcast Network. You'll be able to find it on the Iowa High School Network, as well as your local TV channels, and obviously the local radio station will cover as well. I will move over and cover with Jay Kelly on the radio, so you can tune in from your radio if you don't have access to watch. Those games will be next Saturday, either 4:30 or 7 from the Unidome. 2nd down and 2. Lutmer calls it out once again. Counter play to Meyer over the right side. Meyer inside the 10. And they just keep running the same play right at the Wildcats, and the Wildcats cannot stop it. 9 yards as Kalen takes it to the 8-yard line. 1st down and goal for the Lions at the 8-yard line, looking to punch one in here once again and put the finishing touches on this one. and try and put it completely out of reach. Clock will dip down to about the 10-minute mark. Twin receivers left, single to the right. Lutmer and Meyer once again. Same play, right side. This time the Wildcats read it and knock him down for a loss of 2 back at the 10. So a 2-yard loss there for Kalen Meyer. Will bring him back and set up second down and goal from the 10-yard line. Lions using every bit of the clock here and really limiting the time that the Wildcats will have with the football. Twin receivers to the left, that's Van Wy and Putnam. Rasmussen and Spies wide to the right side. Kalen Meyer stands to the left side of Lutmer in the shotgun formation. Lions call it out. Here comes Rasmussen in motion. They will hand to him. He cuts it up the field, spins off a tackle, gets back to the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard. As back down to the 9. So it'll be third down and goal now from the 9-yard line. Lions just pushing it down the middle of the field, keeping the clock running. Not sure if they'll take a shot at the end zone here through the air and risk stopping the clock, or if they just choose to run the ball once again. Twin receivers to each side, empty backfield this time for Lutmer. Kalen Meyer is the wide back out there. They will hand off to Putnam. He'll work his way around the outside, cuts it up the field. He got a hold on the Lions there, so this will go for nothing no matter what. And we'll see if the Wildcats take the penalty or not. It'll be fourth down and goal at like the 7. Maybe the 6, so it's a 3-yard gain. But we'll see if they make fourth down or if they take the yardage. Lions will have to be marched back. The Wildcats accept the penalty. They don't want to give the Lions a chance from the 6-yard line. They're going to push them back to the 21 and say third down and goal from there. Clock will start. Under 8.5 to play here in the ball game. Lions just running the clock here and looking to take home this quarterfinal win. Twin receivers to each side, shotgun formation. Lutmer back to pass, has heavy pressure, throws underneath and cannot get it to the wideout. That is Spies coming through. Lutmer gets knocked to the dirt there by Cade Warner. As well coming through there for the Wildcats. That was Mitch Timmerman. Incomplete pass. The clock stops on that incompletion. Be fourth down and goal from the 21. And the Lions will go for it here on fourth down. Now they'll take a shot at the end zone once again. The clock would stop regardless of what the play is. So Lions may even elect to use a timeout. And it looks like they will. 8:07 to play here in the ballgame, 34-7. The Lions on top of the Wildcats. We'll take a quick break as well, and we'll be back with more state quarterfinal matchup here between the Wildcats and the Lions from Dicknall Field. You're listening to Lion football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
Small town values will never fade. Always finding a familiar face, a long lost friend with a helpful hand, picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank in your own backyard with people that you trust. It's the way you like to live. It's the way you like to bank.
Premier Bank, member FDIC.
We know our name is Pizza Ranch, but have you tried our chicken? It's marinated, hand-breaded daily, and cooked to crispy perfection. Visit our buffet to enjoy what raving fans are calling the country's best chicken. Make it a meal on the buffet or order online for carry-out and delivery. More than just pizza, you'll love our chicken. There's so much.
Fourth and goal from the 21-yard line. Heave to the end zone. Jump ball in the end zone and a diving catch And they're going to say no. They're going to say Rex Van Wy did not hang on. They're going to say it hit the ground. Rex Van Wy made a great play on that one. Thought he had it, but no good. The ball falls incomplete. They'll say it touched the ground. So the Wildcats will take over 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. 7:59 to play in the ball game here. Lions come out on the defense. They're going to start subbing some people out. Zach Lutmer is going to come to the sidelines. Donovan Morales will check in at a safety position. Wildcats come out in the shotgun formation here. Van Beek is going to take off and run on his own, tries to cut it up the field. He's knocked down as he cuts it up the field. Cale Schulte getting in there and getting the lick on him. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, but not much after that. So no gain on the play. We'll set up 2nd down and 10, maybe 11. Loss of a half a yard or so. Clock on the move, 7.5 to play. Wildcats not in any rush here. Twin receivers go to the right side. Single man here to the left. Van Beek calls it out. Back to pass. Looking right, coming back left. He's got pressure. Now he's wrapped up. He's going down with the sack. Damian Kelderman in on that sack. Dylan Winkle in there, and looks like Josh Reeby as well. The 3 Lion in the purple jerseys all over him. 4-yard loss on the sack of Van Beek will set them back at 3rd down and long. Wildcats back into the passing game once again. As we said, couldn't get the running game going there, and the Wildcats having to throw the ball. They've thrown the ball 11 times already tonight, and that is not the Wildcat way. Back to pass again. Looking over the left side. Here comes the pressure. Finds his man wide open underneath there. The Wildcats get a wide open man of Darren Meyer, who makes the catch and gets down the field for the 1st down. Wildcats will move the chains and keep themselves alive at the 35-yard line. 18-yard pickup for Darren Meyer. 1st down and 10 for the Wildcats. They'll send twin receivers off to the left side, single man to the right. Van Beek all alone in the backfield, back to pass. He's looking left side, down the middle of the field now. He finds his man. That's Ripperda at the 40 and inside the 40 to the 36-yard line. Coach Eben is not happy, and he is going to call a timeout. Doesn't want his team to give up anything on this. They're going to say that Ripperda was down at the 38-yard line is where they will mark him down. 27-yard reception for Ripperda. Wildcats moving the ball down the field. They have not given up. The Wildcats, doesn't matter how far they're down or what time is on the clock, they're still going to give you everything they got. Van Beek now 7 of 13 passing the ball, 149 yards through the air. Javen Meyer, the leading receiver for them. He's got 67 yards, 33 now for Dawson Ripperda. Cade Warner, 41, and Darren Meyer has 18 through the air. 1st down and 10 for the Wildcats at the Lyon 38-yard line. Coach Eben is just not happy on there. He called timeout immediately, and he went out there and let his team know it. He doesn't care if you're up 34-7. You cannot give up the effort all the way through this one. You've got to keep playing. And the Lions using that timeout now. They've made their name mention known, and now the team just out there discussing it, the defense talking it over with themselves. Wildcats doing a good job moving the ball down the field here, but too little too late probably in this one. 6:27 to go, 34-7. Lions leading, but the Wildcats looking to cut into that one. It's not over till it's over. We saw that up in Inwood earlier in the season. Shotgun formation, single receivers to each side. Terwee stands in the backfield with Van Beek. Van Beek back to pass. Heaves it down the right sidelines, looking, and the offensive man becomes the defender. Javen Meyer has to knock it away. from Cooper Spees at the goal line, and the ball falls incomplete. Clock will stop on the incompletion and set up 2nd down and 10. Wildcats taking a shot with 6:20 to play. 2nd down and 10. Wildcats hurry up on the ball. They'll switch, send 2 receivers to the left. Kramer and Meyer over here. And they'll send Darren Meyer wide to the right. Van Beek back to pass. Quick pass underneath to the left. Finds Ripperda, but he is brought down immediately. Gable Van Beek with the tackle right at the line of scrimmage, so no gain on the reception. Ripperda made the catch, but gets brought down immediately by Van Beek. 3rd down and 10. Clock on the move as it dips below 6 to play. Single receiver, that's Darren Meyer here to the left. Now Javen Meyer will come wide to the left side. Jackson Kramer wide right, Van Beek alone. Back to pass, looking over the middle of the field, looks right side, has Jackson Meyer, makes the catch inside the 15, inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line. 30-yard reception, Jackson Kramer, nice little post play right on that one, and he hit him right in stride. Jackson Kramer, his first catch of the night. A 30-yarder puts the Wildcats in business. 1st down and goal at the 8-yard line. 1st down and goal. Wildcats break the huddle. Shotgun formation. Terwee in the backfield with Van Beek. Single receivers off to each side. They'll fake the hand. Van Beek will keep. He's wrapped up immediately. Gets about 2 yards, maybe 1. They'll say he's at the 7, so 1 yard for Van Beek on the carry. And whistle being blown, and we have a player down on the field. And right now on the field, Chase Terwee. Terwee, obviously, we saw go down in the first Beef Bowl. Now he is down again. Terwee on the field as trainers take a look at him. We'll take a break with them for this injury timeout. We'll come back here and finish off the 4th quarter when we return to the state quarterfinal game between the Wildcats and Lions on the Lion Broadcast Network.
When the world changes, you change with it. By embracing new rhythms, redefining connection, and taking less for granted, you push through the uncertainty. And at every point along the way, we stand with you. Because even when your world looks different, our commitment to your care stays the same. Sanford Health. Health lives here.
Autumn, a time for school activities, fall festivals, raking leaves, winterizing your home, and for farmers, harvest. Putting in long hours, working hard from sun up to sundown. Your income taxes are just one more thing you have to think about. You can minimize some of your stress by working with DeNoble Austin and Company PC, certified public accountants in Rock Rapids and Laverne, to maximize your precious available time. Call DeNoble Austin and Company PC today for help with all your accounting and tax needs.
Back at Dicknall Field, Chase Terwee being helped off the field. Looked like he got rolled up on and not putting much weight on that one leg out there as he is being helped off the field. Tough break there for Chase Terwee. He has had quite the career, the big offensive lineman, 6'5", 263 on the paper, but he plays a lot bigger than that. Wildcats will come out here. 2nd down and goal, ball at the 7-yard line. Shotgun formation. Van Beek and Terwee in the backfield. Quick pass over the right side, finds his man. I do believe that is Javen Meyer. And breaking some tackles and fighting for the goal line. And being knocked out of bounds. The clock will stop with 4:40 to go. Clock stops there on the out of bounds there by Meyer. He's knocked out inside the 5 at the 4. Wow, they're going to give him better than that. They're going to say down to the 2, maybe the 1 yard line. So a 6-yard reception. Power I formation for the Wildcats at the goal line. They'll hand off second man through. Corey Knobloch just pushes ahead for the 1-yard touchdown run. Knobloch with 2 touchdowns on the ground now cuts the lead to 34-13. And Meyer will come, or Van Veldhuizen will come on to do the kicking duties. Van Veldhuizen steps it off. Van Beek on to do the holding here for the Wildcats. Tough snap, though, gets the ball down, and ball is no good. The kick is not good. 4:35 to play here in the fourth quarter. 34-13. Lions on top of the Wildcats. We'll take a break and be back with more Lion football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
We know our name is Pizza Ranch, but have you tried our chicken? It's marinated, hand-breaded daily, and cooked to crispy perfection. Visit our buffet to enjoy what raving fans are calling the country's best chicken. Make it a meal on the buffet or order online for carry-out and delivery. More than just pizza, you'll love our chicken. There's so much to love at Pizza Ranch.
Back at Dicknall Field here in Rock Rapids, 4:35 to play in this state quarterfinal. Winner advances to the state semifinals down at the Unidome in Cedar Falls, Iowa. Former Lion and current Panther linebacker Riley Van Wy watching down there, and says we're all welcome at his house when we come down there, Lion fans, before the game down there at the semifinals next Saturday. Congratulations to Riley, and getting engaged to Miss Witt, and some high school sweethearts there. They go down to college together, and Riley, like I told him earlier, he must have got taken a few too many hits in fall practice there, but he did pop the question. Congratulations, Michaela and Riley, and we look forward to seeing you next Saturday. Squib kick is bobbled up in the air. Spees comes up with it as Rex Van Wy knocks it off his hands. Lions get the recovery, though, on the kick, and they will take over on the offense. Lions will come out first down and 10 at the 47-yard line. Ben Anderson, the backup quarterback for the Lions, coming into the ballgame. He will run the show here now. Zach Lutmer deserving his time on the sidelines. Dorian Johnson now coming back into the game as Kalen Meyer will come out. Lions starting to make the substitutions here with 4.5 to play. First down and 10. Pistol formation for Anderson. Twins left, single to the right. He'll hand off to Johnson right up the middle of the field. He is wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. Goes nowhere. So no gain on the play for Johnson. Second down and 10, but the clock is on the move. As we said, the Lions will advance to move on to the state semifinal round. Who their opponent will be, we are not sure. That game will be next Saturday in Cedar Falls, either 4 or 7:30. I do believe that's how it goes out there. Our opponent will be yet to be determined. We will not be there here on the Lion Broadcast Network. The state does not allow us to go down there and do those things, as they have their own coverage. Anderson hands off to Johnson once again. He powers ahead for a couple to the 49 for a pickup of 2. So as we won't be covering here on the Lion Broadcast Network, the Iowa High School Sports Network, they will have a live stream. You'll be able to find them at their website. The local TV station will be there. And listen to K101 KQAD as Jay Kelly and I will go down there and join the radio broadcast live from the Unidome next Saturday. Twins to the left, single man, or Twins to the right now. Empty backfield for Ben Anderson. Anderson calling it out. Here comes Rasmussen in motion. They will hand to him. He cuts it up the field, has positive yards, keeps up his feet, and he's got a first down and more. Down to the 40-yard line, 10 yards. All effort, Luke Rasmussen. Holy cow, he had 2 yards, somehow kept it going, and the Lions will move the chains. Lions making the substitutions here again. Dorian Johnson back in. Josh Elbert now checking into the game. Jay Schrick at a wideout position as well. Also going out there wide to the left side, wide out over there for the Lions. That is Owen Christensen. Anderson in the pistol formation. Johnson stands behind him. Twins left, single to the right. They'll hand off. Johnson right up the middle of the field. He's got a few yards as he'll take it down to the 37, a pickup of 3. Second down and 7 now for the Lions. They will make a few more substitutions here at the wideout spot. Jordan Vandekop, the 5'11", 165-pound senior, now into the ballgame. Wildcats making some substitutions as well as they start to check some guys in. Ian Spans coming in, the 5'11 sophomore. Second down and 7. Shotgun formation for Anderson. Has Johnson alongside of him. Twins right, single to the left. He'll fake the hand. Anderson will keep it himself. Picks up a yard. And he'll be brought down after that. Third down and about 6 now for the Lions. 1:25 on the clock. Just looking to take this one away. And the Lions can start the celebration. They haven't been to the Unidome since 2008. They have not been down there since they made their 3 straight appearances in the state championship game down there. But a return trip for the Lions, and it'll be a good one here tonight. Pistol formation once again. Twins left, single man to the right. Anderson calls it out, hands off left side. Johnson sidesteps the first man. Now breaks through more tackles. First down. Dorian Johnson, extra effort inside the 30-yard line down to the 27. Dorian Johnson turned 1 into 9. Lions getting that extra effort they need, and that will do it here. 40 seconds on the clock. Lions will come up. Victory formation. CLGLR, your first trip to the Unidome in 12 years. Ben Anderson takes the knee. The Lions are going to the Unidome. 34-13. CLGLR has won here tonight. And the celebration has started. Congratulations to the West Lyon Wildcats on a fantastic season. You can't commend them guys anymore. 2 losses on the year, a trip to the state quarterfinals, all the adversity that the Wildcats went through, the different quarterbacks they had to play with, the different tailbacks, everything that they went through, and they made it to the state quarterfinals. Be proud if you are a Wildcat fan, because they are a solid football team, and they deserve every right to be here in this position. But the Lions have advanced to the semifinals, and now we will go to the trophy presentation down at midfield to West Lyon. Our cameraman has given up. He has wrapped up, but we will talk you through here as athletic director Dan Cruz from Central Lyon will make his way out with the state quarterfinal trophy. Lion fans are excited, and the cheering has begun. Coming out to receive the trophy for the Wildcats out there, Jordan Vermeer, the outstanding senior lineman, and here come the rest of the seniors to join him. And the Wildcats hold that trophy high for their fans, and a well-deserved trip here to the state quarterfinals. For the Lions, a trip to the state semifinals is in the books. They're still going. They've got another round to go. They keep their record intact at 10-0, and a long road trip on the way to UNI down in Cedar Falls coming their way. We'll take a break. We'll come back and wrap things up live from Dicknall Field here in Rock Rapids. You are watching the state quarterfinal matchup on the Lyon Broadcast Network.
Autumn, a time for school activities, fall festivals, raking leaves, winterizing your home, and for farmers, harvest. Putting in long hours, working hard from sun up to sundown. Your income taxes are just one more thing you have to think about. You can minimize some of your stress by working with DeNoble Austin & Company PC, certified public accountants in Rock Rapids and Laverne to maximize your precious available time. Call DeNoble Austin & Company PC today for help with all your accounting and tax needs.
Welcome back to Dicknall Field here in Rock Rapids. The Westline Wildcats getting their final pep talk from Coach Rosenboom. Congratulations to the Wildcats on an outstanding season as it comes to an end. 8-2 overall, their only losses to Central Lyon George Litterock, a state quarterfinal appearance. Central Lyon George Litterock huddled up in the end zone, a perfect 10-0 still on the season, and they are making the trip to the state semifinals. Who their opponent will be, we do not know. We won't know until tomorrow. And the Lions will await to see who the opponent will be down in the Unidome. Nonetheless, they are making that way. And it is going to be a lot of fun. The fireworks have begun up there in the sky. And the Lions doing a great job. Zach Lutmer down there on the field. He is the man of the night here. 267 yards on the ground tonight, 53 through the air, so over 300 yards of total offense for Lutmer. 411 yards of rushing for the Lions here tonight. Obviously, Lutmer with that 267. Kalen Meyer doing a great job as well. Luke Rasmussen, Taylor Putnam, Cooper Spees, and then a host of others there late in the ball game. Coming out there, the Lions putting together a great show. That offensive line and that defensive line. The Lions won the battle up front, and indicative to the score, 34-13. The Lions will advance to the state semifinals. That'll do it for our coverage this year on the Lyon Broadcast Network here covering football. As we said, we are not allowed to go down to the Unidome. The state does not allow us to. They have their own coverage. The Iowa High School Network will have a live stream on their computer website. The local TV station does coverage of the semifinals and the finals, as well as K101, KQAD. Tune into them. Jay Kelly and myself will go over there and have the radio coverage live from the Unidome and the state semifinals next week. Not sure what game we'll be in. It'll be either 4:30 or 7:30. One of those games will be the Lions next Saturday. So make your plans, Lion fans, to make your trip. We're going to the Unidome. We're back for the first time since 2008. And get ready, Lion fans. It's been a fun ride, and it's going to be even better once we get down there. Final job here tonight. Once again, big thank you, Levi Cooperschmidt, for helping me out with the engineering part of this. And I've been Joel Viss. I have enjoyed covering the Lions all year long. I'm excited to go down to the Unidome. I'll be there on the radio. We're not done yet, Lion fans, and we'll see you next week from UNI and the state semifinals. Good night, everybody.